morning, people. It is the 16th. Thursday today, isn't it? Yes, Thursday, the 16th of February. Welcome to TDA, the day after. Your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And as always, you have amazing hosts with you. No, you go first.
Why?
I'm your favorite cameraman, please. Thank you. I'm your favorite shade queen, my own royalty.
It's your boy, Big Moss on the east side of the bridge. And I only done that because you done the order and then you messed it up, so.
But don't you think that
Marks was starting?
Yeah, but don't you think that you now explain this even messes things up even more?
You know what? You know I like chaos.
We've made a scene now.
I like making scenes, man.
All right.
Give me 1 second. I need to...
Oh my God, no way. No way.
No, you're definitely on.
I was going to say.
These cameras a bit. So.
I was going to say.
Can they still hear us?
Yeah, they can still hear you.
All right, big up yourself, never small up yourself.
Okay, we're good.
Where's my
Now, Brent, you stress me out, you know.
What happened?
You're always spelling Rihanna wrong.
I can't find the help.
She's even your cousin. Why would you do that?
Right.
Ay. Right.
Me?
Oh, wait, are you ready, Brent?
Yeah.
Okay, so camera on the queen, please. Thank you. I said queen, he did it on the black man. I'll get the staff, man.
Hi everyone, it's Max V. Johnson. How y'all doing?
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
Period. Always. How's everyone doing?
I'm all right.
Good.
I'm all right.
Yeah. Everyone's good.
We
man.
back at it. What are you saying? What go on, Max?
What are you saying,
I ain't seen you on the
Mark?
sofa before.
It's been a minute
You good?
still.
All right, big up Brent, man, because you know what it is?
What is it?
It just surrounds me with strong black women, man.
Come on.
Strong. No weakness.
Done know the done
We love
know.
it. Speaking of with no weakness, can you let us know about your zombie experience, please? Been waiting on the tea.
Oh,
You're doing
shit.
Zombie Slayer.
I ain't been there since the Zombie Slayer,
No, you
innit?
have not been here.
I'm not even going to lie, yeah? That made me tired for 2 days.
Yeah, wonder why? Because you went in, you must have gone in on the hundreds.
It made me tired for 2 days running around this place. You know what's mad, yeah? You go in there, yeah? So you drive into some car park here in the woods, yeah? And there's a man standing up with like a rifle and that balaclava and thing. And then like, from when you get there, they're just on you, you get me? So they try to, you got to do like the role play thing. It's like an immersive experience.
Like,
you
no
know what I'm trying to
welcome.
say?
Oh,
Not too much.
Oh, it's an experience thing.
Yeah, so if you don't play along, you're not really going to feel it, you get me? So he's on an army, man, you get me? He's on some, patting up himself, fix up, boom, boom, you get me? We all line up and then we go in there. So when we walk into the bunker, they're just on it from the joint, you get me? Like, you line up, you walk in, some man comes out talking about his name's Captain Sutton and he's telling you that the bunker's overrun and we got to go get the vials and ting and zombies and like they just leap into it. You get me?
After you
Like,
park the car.
yeah, like you, they don't even
Like,
Just run out the car.
Yeah.
You know, like.
they don't even prepare you. It's like, okay, we're doing this. You get what I'm trying to say?
For real,
Like,
for real.
yeah, get your weapons. They weapon you up. Rah, 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 rah.
Wiping you up.
Yeah, and then you just got to go. They bring you to 2 teams and they walk you
What
around
type
to
of
some
weapons is
bumper. It's rifles, but it's like air rifles. They don't
Okay,
shoot
okay.
at actual bullets.
Oh,
like,
okay,
they
okay.
shoot some things. I don't know. It's
Or
just
like,
some,
like a light. You know, some of the ones
like
that
a
kinda
light
do,
and a
yeah.
noise or something, so you know you've been shot or whatever. They just
Okay.
tell you, just shoot them in their head. They'll drop if you need to think, just shoot them again. But there's a different type of zombies. Some of them don't die from gunshots, but they don't tell you. Yeah,
They tell you.
they don't tell you till it's too
So
late.
when you found out that this one ain't dying from
That's when you got to
gunshots,
run. That's a
imagine Mark
run.
just running
No,
like.
because his brother's moving like a madman. You get me? I'm saying, right, this nigga's not gonna die. Let me go. I got a cut. You get me? So it's like, yeah. So you just go in there and it's just all pitch black. You get me? Like it's literally like an underground bunker. Like
That's
you're walking
mad.
like some long corridor. It's pitch black. Apart from our torches
The light,
on the
yeah.
front of our guns, you
That's
can't see
mad.
nothing. And then you're just walking, and then like you just see like a zombie, like just like a soldier man. Now,
Yeah.
obviously they're all painted up and all that. You just see them there, just moving mad. But they're good actors in that though, because they like stay in their role.
And how long was the experience for?
Like 2 hours.
That's long to be running around for.
That is long.
Yeah.
That's a whole hour's
That's-
workout.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the apocalypse. So basically, we have to.
Okay. Don't take things too far.
What?
You did one role playing zombie experience. I said, then
With
some the world
with
is
some
now.
End it,
air
end it
rifle.
now.
Like,
I'm telling you
There
now.
wasn't even real bullets in that.
No, but if it was real bullets, they would have been dead. So you get what I'm saying? If it was
what,
real
aim
bullets,
on
they would've
100, yeah?
They would have been
Come on.
screwed. So then these times now, you got to find vials. They got vials hidden around the whole facility. There's like 3 different floors, levels, and there's just like these containers with vials saying you got to find vaccine or antidote or some crap, whatever.
Vowels.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
like
vials,
test tube vials.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like AEIOU kind of vibe.
Vowels.
That's how I was like, letter. And I was like,
I'm saying
yeah,
vials.
yeah, and I was like, that's a bit
No, not vials.
childish.
Vials.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, like, you get what I'm trying to say? That. So there's like bury them all around the vicinity.
Okay.
And obviously I led my team
Captain.
to the greatest victory of all time. They're
That's
saying
Greatest
this,
victory of all time.
well, there's 10 vials that you got to find, and we found 9, and they said no one hasn't found more than 6 in 3 years.
They said it to
No way.
They
Yeah.
said that to everyone, Mark.
No, no, I know the experience.
Yo, was it Haley saying that to everyone? I don't believe that. Was it
listen,
Haley that told you that?
we was the craziest.
Yeah?
Because the last one, we nearly got it, but the brother was lying on it because he got attacked.
Okay.
Like the guy that was helping us got attacked and he turned into a zombie.
Why didn't you roll off, just push his body?
Nah, he was moving mad. You can't understand. He was moving mad. He was moving like he had rabies or something.
Friend, you don't get bitten, fair enough.
And then I boxed a woman in her mouth. That was crazy.
Zombie, make that clear, please.
What?
Make it clear, a zombie.
Oh yeah, she wasn't a woman. She was a zombie.
Yeah.
So I had to box her in her
You know
mouth.
that get clipped up. Ain't nothing safe around
Hold
here.
on, but what happened to the air rifle? Why did you box her? Like, were you that scared, or you just started?
No, I boxed her with a rifle. No, because it was too close. You know what I'm trying to say? That. So I come around the corner, and then one of them was there. So I was feeding him corn. You get me? Bow, bow, and then one of them tried to run up on me. So I had to spin, boom, box it. I had to swim and box it with a rifle. You get me? And I was like, oh shit.
You giggled. She said character, and she's like, ow.
She was.
Thinking they don't pay me enough for this
She
shit.
was in so much pain
Oh my days.
because she just froze like it iced her. She just went out, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm so sorry." And then she just like she walked back into the darkness, like, to the,
Still in zombie character.
yeah, like still
Like
in
a
zombie
zombie,
character.
yeah.
Like, she walked back into the
Yeah,
darkness
she went A&E.
to like recalibrate. You get
Yeah,
me?
to get herself together.
And then someone else come around the corner. She went, "Nah," and I was like, "Oh, no, she's alright."
Okay.
No, that's funny, man.
Wow.
That sounds so lit.
That does actually. It
No, it was
sounds proper
fun.
lit.
It was
Do you see
tiring.
other groups out there, or is it just you guys?
So there was a group. We went as a group of 8,
Okay.
and the whole thing we all went as one. It was like 17 people.
Oh,
Okay.
sick.
Yeah.
I really want to do the crystal maze thing.
Oh, that'd be
What's
lit
that?
as well.
Yeah, that's
Just
right.
to
You
make
know,
it
there's,
go.
done
there's
that.
like a real life
Have you done
crystal
it?
maze.
Yeah, done it.
But is it when you have to figure out how to get out? Oh,
Like
Yeah,
you do
you got
challenges,
different
like you
challenges,
get
Oh, is it?
locked in and everything. Yeah. I think that'd
sick,
be
you know.
lit stuff.
yeah. That looks like good summer plans, actually.
Mm.
That'd be lit for the summer. Yeah, but I want to do these things like a bit tipsy. I think it's funnier.
Yeah, it would. It would.
Yeah.
They tell you not to drink or to
Well,
be.
yeah, zombie ones defo if you're punching people sober. Imagine if you were drunk. That'd be crazy. Yeah, that sounds lit, man.
Yeah, no, it was fun, man. Can't even lie.
Where is
Yeah.
it? People are asking.
Where is it?
And what's it called?
I think it's called the lastsurvivors.co.uk. Go and find the last survivors, and then they will that website should bring you there. They got the zombie experience in the bunker. It's by Essex somewhere like near Brentwood or something. I'm going that kind of way there. It's not too far. It's about an hour from me.
Is it scary though?
It's not. There's some people that are scared and people that are jumpy. So there's people there that are screaming and thinking. So it adds to it. You know what I'm trying to say? And
I'm a screamer.
if you're walking and you are walking and you as a group here, and then everybody in front of you, someone jumps, panics,
Yeah,
spins,
then
and
everything
runs.
is frozen.
Yeah.
Everyone's-
You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
we're black people. We don't need to ask. If you're running, I'm running. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm cutting. You get me? So when people are screaming and jumping, and it's jumpy. It's definitely jumpy. Because these people come out and it's pitch black.
Okay.
These people come out of nowhere. You'll be walking and telling you to search. You're searching. You walk in a room and you bust it in your like face. Like, ah!
Yeah.
How do you see it? I got good vision.
Boy, I'm doomed then.
Yeah,
I
if you got
can't
bad
even see in
vision,
broad daylight.
if you got bad vision, you could be in trouble.
I would never be in trouble. I don't even see properly in broad daylight. Imagine. Done for, man. Okay, that's sick. No, I love that. That's sick.
Yeah, sounds good.
But guys, like the video. Thank you very much. Subscribe to the channel. Also, if you go on our Twitter, we've got a link and a synopsis of everything we're going to talk about today. So if you could kindly retweet that. The page is the day after TNB. But let's get into our first headlines. Oh no, that's Marcus one.
Okay.
Switch over to the next.
Yeah, let me get that, please.
All right, people.
Let me get.
First headline. And I'm not too sure if this is a result of the pressure that Mark's put on this individual.
I was sad to hear this, you know.
I was extremely happy.
Okay.
Me? What pressure did I do? Let me read the deck.
Why am I in it?
But Nicola Sturgeon has confirmed she's resigning as Scotland's First Minister after more than 8 years in a row.
Okay.
Wait, what? Okay, no, sorry.
Oh, you can say.
Isn't it like 2 terms of 4?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Why has she done more than 8 years, moving like them African leaders?
She's been elected a couple of times, I think. No, in I'm not sure how it is in Scotland though.
Maybe because of
But
COVID as well.
In the
Maybe
UK,
there was
it's 5
elections.
years.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, in America, it's 4.
Oh.
Yeah, man. The Scottish National Party leader said she knew in my head and in my heart this was the right time to step down. Ms. Sturgeon said she would remain in office until her successor was elected. She's the longest serving First Minister and the first woman to hold the position. Ms. Sturgeon insisted her resignation was not in response to the latest period of pressure, which has included controversies over gender reforms, trans prisoners, and a strategy on independence. She acknowledged there had been choppy waters, but said her decision had come from a deeper and longer-term assessment. The First Minister said she had been struggling with conflicting emotions since around the turn of the year. She said, I get up in the morning and I tell myself, and usually I convince myself that I've got what it takes to keep going and keep going and keep going. She said that support for independence needed to be solidified and to grow further, adding, to achieve that we need to reach across the divide in Scottish politics, and my judgment now is that this needs a new leader. Nominations to elect her successor have now opened. Names to have been suggested as potential candidates include John Swinney, Kate Forbes, and Angus Robertson. The SNP Westminster leader, Stephen Flynn, told the BBC he would not be standing. So are you really upset about Sturgeon?
You know me. I'm here for female empowerment. I don't know what the heck she does. I just saw her. I was like, oh, what a shame. But because we talk about her all the time on here.
Yeah. She got a lot of backlash for the whole, the prison thing with the transgender woman.
Wasn't she on the side of no?
No, she was the
She
one
was trying to
saying,
push it through,
yeah,
yeah.
she was trying to get him into the woman prison.
So.
Yeah, she got a lot of backlash. She had to reverse the decision.
Krypton Factor.
And now they got her out of there, man. Common
Remember
sense
Krypton
survived.
Factor? You would remember Krypton Factor, innit?
Crypto factor.
Krypton Factor.
That sounds familiar, man.
You should remember that. You're age mates.
Crypto.
So we're age mates. You're so silly. So we're age mates.
It's a game show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Krypton
yeah.
Factor. You don't remember that? That was so cold. Someone put it in the chat because you was talking about you need to do Crystal Maze and all that, but it's Krypton Factor's the one that was serious.
It definitely sounds familiar, though.
It used to be on ITV, but the red team, blue team, and the green team.
This doesn't
I
look
need
like
to see the thing.
Emmanuel Stein. What?
No, it's
Look
like.
at
Wait,
How
I
old do
don't
you
know what
think
you've
Emmanuel
seen.
this guy.
No. That must be
What
like
kind of
stop
70s
it.
stuff is this?
that's the first edition.
70s,
Yeah,
bro.
stop
That's
it.
the first ever edition of
Give
it.
him a Bangmo.
That's the debut, kiddie. This ain't the
Wow.
one.
What?
Imagine
No,
that.
no, no,
Mark's
no, no.
How old are you?
It's from the 90s. It's a show from the 90s. This is like he's gone to like the earliest version of the show. He's sick in his head.
Krypton factor.
Take that off the screen as well.
That is so funny, man.
All right, so our second headline, we kind of spoke about this yesterday, well, briefly anyway. And again, Sir Keir Starmer's come out to say Jeremy Corbyn will not be a Labour candidate at the next general election. Mr. Corbyn was suspended from being a Labour MP and sits as an independent because of a row over anti-Semitism. The former Labour MP had hoped to be readmitted so he could stand for re-election as a Labour candidate. But Sir Keir Starmer said the party has changed under his leadership and we are not going back, adding that if others did not back him, they could leave. Mr. Corbyn has previously declined to comment on speculation he might stand against Labour as an independent candidate in Islington North constituency. He did not comment as he left his home, and he was not expected to respond on Wednesday. But a former Shadow Home Secretary, Diane Abbott, one of his long-standing allies, said he had no intention of standing as an independent, having been a member of the Labour Party since he was 16. Speaking to the BBC before Sir Keir Starmer made his remarks, Mr. Corbyn said his suspension from the parliamentary party had been a pretty poor way of treating people. There has been no process, there's been no discussion, there has been no appeal. This party does not belong to one man alone. It belongs to its members and trade unions. Asked by reporters if he could categorically rule out his predecessor as leader representing the party at the next election, Sir Keir Starmer replied, "Let me be very clear about that. Jeremy Corbyn will not stand for Labour at the next general election as a Labour Party candidate."
You know how cheeky that is?
It's crazy. It's crazy. Very
Because he's
crazy.
such a good candidate.
Who?
No man.
I wasn't paying attention and I missed this, but I keep seeing Stir Karma's name or Keir Starmer's name keep coming up. What's he done properly? Sorry?
Yeah, he's basically said that. He's basically in a roundabout way saying Corbyn's not welcome in Labour anymore. Basically, he got suspended because of the whole anti-Semitism thing.
So
Which
he's
was
still been
framed.
suspended all this time.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
was he? I thought he was out of them. He was out of the group, innit?
Well, he was going to apparently stand as an independent,
Okay.
but he wants to come back to Labour. But Keir Starmer saying no.
But who's Keir Starmer to win that? Is it the leader
he's
party?
the leader. He's the leader.
He's the leader.
Who is he?
You tell me I can't come back. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, he's got
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Yeah, I get it. All right.
And in fact, let me read some of it. Corbyn put out a post on Twitter yesterday saying, ever since I was elected as a Labour MP 40 years ago, I fought on behalf of my community for a more equal, caring and peaceful society. Day in, day out, I'm focused on the most important issues facing people in Islington North: poverty, rising rents, the healthcare crisis, the safety of refugees and the fate of our planet. Keir Starmer's statement about my future is a flagrant attack on the democratic rights of Islington North Labour Party members. It's up to them, not party leaders, to decide who their candidate should be. So he's just blocking that completely. And any attempt to block my candidacy is a denial of due process and should be opposed by anybody who believes in the value of democracy. At a time when the government is overseeing the worst cost of living crisis in a generation, this is a divisive distraction from our overriding goal, which is to defeat the Conservative Party at the next general election. I am proud to represent the Labour Party, the Labour movement in Parliament through my constituency. I'm focused on standing up for workers on the picket line, the marginalised and all those worried about their futures. This is what I'll continue to do. I suggest the Labour Party does the same.
So he's just moving like Jennifer Hudson.
Jennifer Hudson. What she do?
And she's like, I'm not going.
Oh, damn.
and you. He's on. I hear him though. I hear him.
Aye, aye. Was it actually anti-Semitic though? Was that one of those moments?
As in him? No, he wasn't.
Yeah. Personally,
How was it stuck?
I don't think he was anti-Semitic.
They wanted him out.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
just besmirched him.
But that doesn't speak good for the public, because if you guys in-house can't solve situations like this, why would people trust you to then vote for you to run the country? Don't people see it as a red flag?
No, they fully
Oh, yeah.
believe he was anti-Semitic because of the messaging.
That's true.
The mainstream media basically piled on as well, so everybody believes that this is the case. But
Do you guys remember what he said?
I can't remember, no. But I remember that he was accused of othering them. So he was basically saying, you know what I mean, innit?
Yeah, yeah.
He was kind of othering them, apparently. But I don't think what he said was bad at all, to be fair.
But you know how that's not what it's about, is it?
Exactly.
They feel offended. They get you out of here.
Facts. And last headline's about Putin, basically. You know, we're coming up to like the whole year anniversary, innit, since he went to war with Ukraine. And basically, the UK's Ministry of Defence, the MOD, basically said that Vladimir Putin has had one of his strongest public outbursts since the invasion of Ukraine began. With the war edging closer to its 1 year anniversary on February 24th, Putin has had no major victories in the last few months, and his frustrations are clearly growing. This is despite the Kremlin saying they intended to conquer Ukraine within a matter of days back in 2022. According to the UK's latest defence intelligence update, a Russian official called for an increase in tank production. This came after comments from Putin that accused the defence industry of fooling around. The Ukraine President Zelensky recently visited some of the country's allies in London, Paris and Brussels in order to secure increased military support, including fighter jets. It comes as the UK's MOD believes that senior Russian leaders are likely aware that the state's military-industrial output is becoming a critical weakness, exacerbated by the strategic and operational miscalculation of invading Ukraine. The UK Defence Secretary Ben Wallace said that the war in Ukraine had left the Russian army in a dire state, with its combat effectiveness depleted by 40%. However, he warned that Putin still posed a potential threat to European security that NATO had to be prepared to counter. And that's it for the headlines, man.
Thank you very much. Let's get into what you say in topic of the day.
Cool. All right, people. So today's topic of the day, yeah, we're going to touch on race a little, yeah. I don't want to ask this question, yeah, coming from my white friends. And
Let's get from your white friends.
yes, I'm growing. Anyway, I'm joking. All right, so basically the question is though, yeah, are black people too combative? So when it comes to race and stuff, yeah, do we always come to the conversation with our backs up, kind of not really willing to hear the other side of the argument?
Yes.
Yes,
But I think
a lot of us
justifiably
are, yeah.
so.
justifiably so.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because a lot of times we be right, man. Like you come with your back up into the conversation,
Yes.
but most times statistics show it's some bullshit. So you were right to have your back up anyway. But I do think that we do approach it because sometimes as well. But the issue is that sometimes when it is clear that this is not a bad thing, it's like we don't want to back down. We're like no, like we're adamant. Do you get what I mean? So it can be negative, but yeah.
Okay.
I definitely think we are combative in conversations about race.
What do you guys
I'd say
think?
the same. I think from what I've seen, more so the Americans
Okay.
Oh,
than
yeah.
it is us, unless like it's like the Kalechi's and stuff. But yeah, no. I mean, I mean, let's be honest.
Everyone is exactly what you mean as well. It's funny, yeah.
But yeah, I do think that. But me personally, I'm quite easy with having conversations,
Okay.
and I'm open to hearing, you know, their side because I kind of give grace a bit because especially like with the white people of our generation,
Yeah.
like what your ancestors did isn't your fault. So
Okay.
I'm not gonna be holding grudges against you. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, at the end of the day, we're all raised differently. So the same way they're raised and they've come up with their own ways of thinking, us too. Do you get what I'm saying? So the conversation needs to be had. But you need to be able to want to understand and hear in order for some sort of result or resolve
Yeah.
to come. So
Do you know what's interesting? I give grace to the older generation than I do the younger generation. Because I feel like younger people have been exposed more to like multicultural settings than the older like coloured people, white people. You know, the ones that still say coloured. Do you get what I mean? So for me, I have less grace for the younger ones because I'm like, you are in a world where like people that you went to school with, like around you or unless you lived in like a countryside. But most times you've encountered black people, you've done all that kind of stuff, and that's why I've always said I'm not that black person that's going to take on the leadership to teach people stuff, to educate. I don't believe that because if you want to learn how to make banana crumble, you can go on Google. In the same way you can Google things and you can go out of your way to learn things if you wanted to learn things. Do you get what I mean?
I understand that, but
I love him.
I think there's a
Just
difference.
said if you want to make
I feel
banana
like
crumble, you can go on YouTube.
I feel like the white people of our generation now, they may say things to hurt black people, not necessarily that they're racist, if that makes sense.
Do you think that doesn't make you racist though? If you know that calling someone the N-word is going to hurt them.
But they're just trying to get at you. It's not necessarily that they're racist. If that, like for example, if there's like a fat person, you'd be like, "Oh, you fat?" Whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're not what do you call it?
fat-phobic.
You're not fat phobic or you're not fat shaming or whatever the word is, the terminology is. You just want to say something to hurt them
So
at
you're
that
just trying to
time.
be as offensive as possible.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think there's that much.
Thought that goes into it.
Yeah, sometimes.
intentional.
So you
Sometimes.
see it kind of like in a relationship where people are arguing. You say certain things you don't mean. We just kind of just want to hurt the person.
You just
for
want to
a
hurt the
moment.
person at that time. Like if you
But
just
don't you think that-
if you just tumped me, I'm gonna say whatever I'm
But
gonna
don't you
say.
think like people always pick at the truth though? Because when if someone cuts you off if someone annoys you and you call them fat, it's because they're fat.
No, but I'm racist in road rage though.
A lot of people are racist in
And
road
I'm not-
rage
I'm
and
not-
not
I'm not a racist
not
person.
racist on a normal.
You could listen to me on the phone or be in the car with me. You'll be horrified. You'll be horrified by the things that I say to these people. And whatever you are is what I'm starting the sentence with.
Do you get? I get
Yeah.
what you mean.
Honestly. And that's
I
just
get
how
what
that's
you
just how I
mean,
move.
yeah.
I can't even lie. And like,
And it's not that you're racist.
No, I'm
it's
not.
Just,
I just
Wait. It's not that you're racist, right? So
not racist.
let's reverse the scenario.
Go on.
And it's a white person in the car, and a black person cuts them off. and then they basically start off with, you black such and such. Are they
You're racist. No, I'm joking.
You're slightly worse than me.
You know what? Because it could be like reflex, like how I hit one with the zombie. Because black bastard rolls off the tongue. You don't have to be.
Do you know why
You don't have to be in your court. What?
Do you know why it rolls off?
Loads of practice.
You've been practicing in the mirror. That's why it goes off your damn white tongue. That's why. Nah, man. Because I do feel like I think can't like even when if someone goes to you off and try to call them fat, and I've done that. No, you donut bitch. Like I've done a lot, but it is an element of fat phobia in there.
I don't think so.
This is so
I
interesting.
don't think so. Because as I said, when you're angry,
Yeah.
sometimes you say things you do mean. Sometimes you say things you don't mean.
What if someone's dark skinned? Do you feel like they're not colorist then? Say someone's dark skinned, and then you use the darkness of their skin to insult them. So you won't say that it's two black people, and then for some whatever reason, the person pisses you off. You're like, oh, you shut up, you're blick anyway. Obviously, that was a throwback word. You don't think that's colorism? You don't think that's got undertones of colorist?
That means everyone's colorist because people do it to me all the time. Try and make out that I'm
you
white
mixed race?
or mixed race or whatever. Yellow this and whatever. No, but I'm saying that happens to me all the time. That means everyone's colorist then.
Anyway, maybe everyone is. I don't believe that it will come from nowhere. Because I've also been in situations where that isn't what I've said to hurt your feelings.
Okay, let me use this example. Remember that woman that was talking to the security guard? You're black. That one.
You're black.
You're black. Is she racist then?
100%.
Yeah, exactly. Your angle is she's racist, right? What about
Did you see the
guys?
video actually, Maxie?
She was just talking with
Yeah,
too
I
much
saw
vim.
it. I saw it.
She was saying, she was
No,
saying,
but she was like, you're
No, but do you know
black.
what?
You're black.
yeah,
You
but she was saying that like to say that was a like that's you don't even need to say a cuss word. That's enough to
Yeah,
let you
she
know
said
that you're
that's
down bad.
exactly.
So that shows you her mindset. like,
That you could feel the anger or the passion
Behind that. She
Yeah,
want to
you
say
can
nigga,
feel it through the
so
phone.
bad.
But the average white person, when they say you black this, you black that, you feel the passion too.
You feel the
it
passion,
comes from the depths.
You black bastard. You feel the passion.
Yeah, 100%.
You really feel the passion.
100%.
it's
So
wild
when
still.
if you guys ever do say it, like you insult a white person, you may not say white, but you say something in regards to
Something else.
whatever it is.
Let's not teach them, obviously.
Is that are you coming from a racist place?
Yeah. Like, I'm coming from a place of. Yeah, I don't think it's not racist. I don't think like I'm like a torch that kill everybody, but I think that it has got undertone of it.
I don't know if it's maybe there's another word like bigotry or something. Or what's the words? There's other words. Maybe because I don't know because even you know what you're doing, you're aware of what you're doing. It's not you're like you don't hate anyone. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I feel like with racism, there's some form of hatred. There's some like this.
It could be
and it's
ignorance or
not
something. I don't know
that.
because you don't hate anyone. You're not
But if
like you're not on like obviously you're aware of what you're doing. You know what you're saying
Yeah.
could be offensive and is wrong or whatever, and you don't care because it is what it is. But you're not.
It's
You
just
don't
like,
hate no one.
because I'm not racist. But if I was to point out the fact that you're white, maybe there is another word, maybe not racism. But I'll be honest with you, if a white person calls me black anything, you black bitch, you black anything, you're racist. Like I don't care where it's coming from.
John Terry.
Yeah, that's true though.
It has to come. It's come from somewhere. I feel like if you grasp at something, that means that's something you've always thought about. This is why whenever I'm in situations, arguments, or whatever, and someone says something to me and says to me, "I didn't mean it." No, I personally don't accept. I didn't
Black
mean
bitch
it.
is cold, you
And I'm
know.
the same.
Why?
I didn't mean it.
No, I'm just saying black bitch is actually cold because I'm freeing it, yeah? It's like what you were saying. If you was arguing with a girl and she just threw N-bombs around, she could potentially be angry and just be trying, really just trying to
just
be
trying
offensive,
to-
you
yeah.
get me? But if you're arguing with someone and she's telling you, shut up, man, you black bitch, like, that's
Like,
real.
Come on. You've been
mad.
stupid on that one. You've been that doesn't come from nowhere, man. And I always say that. If you say something to someone in an argument, that's stuff that you've thought about them before. This is now the time to just get it out. So I never ever listen to, I didn't mean I was just angry. Nope, you meant that. Same with drunk people. You meant that.
I get that.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay. So, like we were saying before, yeah, in terms of conversations, certain conversations need to be had.
Yeah.
Right? Especially, like, again, if we use the analogy of a normal boy and girl relationship, yeah, and stuff like this, right? You say certain things, you sit down, you try to, get over certain things, this, that, and the third, right? If we come to these conversations kind of with our backs up, even though you're saying it's justified, how does that help the conversation get to anywhere productive?
Now, I was saying it's justified in race situations.
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
Sorry,
Yeah.
We're talking about race, like in terms of like the conversation about race, for example.
It doesn't help though, because that's the thing. When you come into conversations with your back up, you're not hearing that person. You're not listening to that person. and neither is that person to you. So all you guys are just doing, you're just doing that. It's just circles and circles, and you're never gonna get any resolution. So no, it doesn't help.
It doesn't. No.
So the only way really is to come into conversations with like a more open mind. Like the whole, what's that woman, the Queen's friend, the Queen's bestie, talking about where you really from, though, or where you really from. Do you get what I mean? Like that kind of conversation. Obviously, it was apparent what she meant and whatever. But I think in order for white people to understand why something is offensive, I do think that you have to go in there with calmness, not with outrage. Because then when you do that, you don't know the kind of person, that character you're meeting. They might be arrogant or proud and be like, okay, well, no, I'm doubling down on what I said. But if you come with like calmness of like, hey, this is why what you said is offensive, blah, blah. I think people we're more receptive to understanding that. And that way, that's how we then get resolution. But if my back is up, your back is up now, but as a result of my back being up,
do you feel like the onus should be more on us or on white people? Or do you think it just should be in the middle?
I think it's difficult for the onus to be on someone who doesn't know that they've done wrong. Do you get what I mean? So the onus, sadly, will have to be on you who's offended to explain to the person why it is they've offended you. If I don't have offended you, but you come to me with your backup, what is this about? What are you talking about? Do you get what I mean? Now I have so many reasons to be like, well, I didn't mean it that way, and you're just overreacting, blah, blah. So sadly, the onus just have to be on the person who's offended. Defender.
Okay.
Offended.
A lot of the attitudes that people have is taught to them is stuff that they see, you get me, in that.
Yeah.
And people allow it, you get what I'm trying to say? And then this always gives confusion because black people do bare things that they take offense to, but they do them willy-nilly. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That? So you are teaching these kind of behaviors. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? That you're making that like it's cool. So that hypocrisy of it, like that kind of stuff, like I don't understand it. You know what I'm trying to say? That I'm openly in mixed groups. I could see something from a different culture. I could see like my white friends doing something, or see something and walk into a room and be like, you white boys are sick. Like, because I'm referring to something that white people do.
Yeah.
Shooting the other foot, white boy walks to the black. Oh, you black man are
We're offended.
People get offended, and it's like,
Immediately.
what are we doing here?
It's like you even hear the word black people are offended already. I'm like, you are black.
No, but if they're doing the same things that I'm doing, it's the same. We're all humans. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, this is where a lot of the problems come from. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, we can't have open, honest conversations because we're not on. We pretend. Obviously, we're not on a. It wasn't a level playing field in the first place, anyway. But a lot of people having conversations with, they don't own no slaves or doing any of these things. So when we're talking now, we're here, innit?
That's what I said.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? But we move like we can't have a level conversation where I can say things that might be a bit touching offensive. You can as well, but we're. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, we're exploring, we're learning, we don't know what going. You need to be able to have the conversation. But when you stifle people from saying, oh, you can't say this, and you can't do that, and you can't, but I can. I just think this is just stupid. This is a non-starter for me.
Yeah.
So do you feel like there's a very fine line between racism and ignorance then?
Yeah.
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 And how do you kind of discern the two? What makes you say, I'm going to have this conversation with you because I believe what you're saying comes from a place of ignorance, and I'm not going to have a conversation with you because I know you're a bona fide racist?
I feel that I would be able to tell the difference between someone that's just got hate in their heart and someone that's stupid.
Yeah.
From the beginning of the conversation?
Kind of, because some people will think things and that I don't know if I've got. It depends on what kind of information I've got, because you might have an opinion and think something, but I can, depending on your upbringing and I might understand why you think like this.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's different. I feel like I might be able to tell whether this person is just hateful, spiteful, vindictive, or whether they believe what they're saying and they're just lost. Because if it's that, then maybe it's worth a conversation. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like the example I gave earlier about like older people and why I give them grace. So say, for example, there's an older white person who like is very familiar with black people and talks like whatever, but they don't know that you can't, like, coloured now is seen as an offensive word. For me, that's not racism.
Yeah.
That's
Stuck in the past type thing.
Yeah, when you're stuck in the past, it's ignorant to not have kept up with the affairs of society. So that would, do you know what I mean? That I wouldn't brand you as racist with that situation. So I think you can usually kind of tell. It's like also if, for example, like obviously black women and our hair and stuff, I don't see that as racism. I just see that as ignorance. The fact that you have to point out, the fact that you see me and you just want to like touch it. I don't think that you think I'm a doll and you can play with me. I just think that you just don't understand. First of all, boundaries. Yeah. But you also don't understand that there's meaning to doing this. So I feel like with that's ignorance again, not keeping up with the society you live in and the cultures around you that are in the society that you live in. I wouldn't brand that as racist.
Okay, because I was going to ask about that thing. Yeah. Why is it that, I think it's mainly black women anyway that take offense to it, obviously, right? But why is it that black women really hate when white women comment about their hair or touch their hair and things of that nature? Is it more so the boundaries thing, just because I'm a human being, don't touch me, or is it more so it's a race thing, and are the reasons justified?
I think for me, I genuinely don't mind. When I used to work in my office in Liverpool Street, they used to ask me questions about my hair all the time. I used to, it's a wig. Like, I used to tell them I used to educate them.
Yeah.
And for me, it's don't touch my hair without permission.
That's it.
That's just it. Like, if you ask me, I'll be like, that's cool. Like, if you're willing to learn, I'm willing to teach you. It's fine. I don't have an issue with that. It's just, don't just think you can invade my my space and just touch it like that.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I'm cool.
I don't know why you don't be cool with that though.
No, but that's it. What we've
cool
touching
what?
hair.
I mean, like, I can't speak. I don't have no hair, and I'm not a woman, so I don't know. Yeah, but like, if it was like when society was getting integrated in that, and it was like the 50s and the 60s and 70s and that, I could understand the curiosity. Like, by this point, in the millennium, in this millennium, no one's going to be touching your hair and confused about anything.
You know what it is?
You just said if they want to make banana crumble, they can go on Google.
No, but sometimes you're not in a comfortable space with black women in order to be able to do that.
So it's when they're comfortable with you.
So
they
when
can
you're
now
at
have
work,
that
you
conversation
guys,
with
your pally,
Maxi.
your colleagues, they can be honest.
Now the question,
can I touch it? Like, maybe they've wanted to do that before, but they've never been in a comfortable space with black women to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But again, it just shows how you see me. What do you mean, can you touch it? Like, you don't understand the concept that there's different textures of hair and stuff like that.
And
This ain't so mind blowing and
this is
crazy.
why I
Oh,
say
you want to
that
rub
for
my
me.
nappy little head? Like, what are you fucking talking about?
And that's for me. I see it as an ignorant thing, not a racist thing. But with me, with the hair stuff, again, I'm the same as you. Where like white friends I've had in the office and whatever, we can talk about hair and whatever else, and they know that my hair is different today and like it can be different tomorrow. For me, though, I do think, again, you live in a society with black women, black people. Some things you don't need to know everything, innit? Like, yes, my hair is straight today. Tomorrow, it's curly and now brown. I just think some things are obvious. You don't have to like say it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now when you're younger, your mom's like, it's everything you see you must talk about. I think it's the same thing. And I think for that as well, because it can be a bit embarrassing because it's never really a thing of like you come in private like, oh, like, can I ask you about your hair? It's always like oh, your hair's different. You look very different today. You're making a scene. Stop it. Okay. Now everyone in the office is turned around to see how it is that I do look different today. I think that's what's irritating about it. And also you get some people who just don't even ask you like, can I feel your hair or anything like that? It is wild that you want to feel people's hair textures anyway. But I guess another day for that one. But some people just go in, like, they're just like, oh, your hair's nice, grab, hello, please.
Yeah.
Like, do you get what I mean? And again, it's that personal space because someone cannot be in your space, as you know how white Karens, someone cannot be in your Karen space and you're not already going mad. So in what world do you think it's okay to then touch and pet people's heads like their dog?
There's more to it than that, yeah. Because women be getting hair, I've been seeing them getting Indian hair, Brazilian hair, all these things. Some of these hair looks luxurious. It's glorious. This is real hair. I don't see you walking up to women, the Indian women. Oh, let me touch it.
But if we're being honest though, I think there are some black women that still are quite mesmerized by some textures as well. Like if we go to like, I don't know what countries, but let's just say like Zambia or whatever, where they do like the clay and all of that. I would want to touch it. Like I'll be like, oh, rah. Like it's something new to me that isn't around me like that. And I get that, you know, in this day and age, white people should be used to blah, blah, blah. Them people in my corporate office, they don't live in London. Like they live out in the sticks and they come into work. And a lot of the time they're in their detached house. They're in their detached house and they're in their bubble. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, I genuinely don't mind it being a conversation. And as I said, I'm willing to
But you know what
teach
it is? Sorry, it does go back to the topic of being combative because again, it's about experiences. Like what makes you enter a conversation with your backup tends to be about previous experiences. Maybe it's yours or someone else's. So unfortunately, a lot of black women, when it does come to hair, their back is already up from previous experiences, from being shamed for their hair. Like there's actually so much trauma attached to black women's hair that when it's a white person, it's like, mate, I don't have time to do this. Do you know what I mean? Even within the black community, there's shame attached to the hair of how her hair was being permed all the time and like your hair is tough, your hair is this and all those comments anyway, that when it's then someone who's really outside of your community, it's like I really don't have the time to explain to be doing all of this kind of thing. But yeah.
Are we kind of, let me just try hit it from another angle here, because I think Mark's kind of touched on what I'm about to say. Are we kind of making concessions for white people though? Because it's not like they're observing our hair and we're in a box looking out and we can't see them. Right? We can see them too, but we don't have no interest in touching their hair.
Yeah.
So why is it they have an interest in touching our hair, and we're okay with being okay. You know what? They just don't know.
Because every time I talk about this situation, I always forget the actual term for it. But you know that term where you're in their country.
Okay.
So it's a thing where like you're grateful. People do it like when it comes to like work, for example, or say there's some kind of prejudice at work. They won't complain. The older generation do it more. Where they won't complain because this is their country. You know, let me just be quiet. Let me just mind my own. I don't really belong here anyway. I do think sometimes in certain situations, concession is made for white people.
Okay.
I don't think this generation does it that much. This generation does not have time for any Karens. They really don't have time for it. But you're right in that when I see white people say, I don't touch it. Nothing like that. I'll compliment your hair. Like I've got an Asian friend. She's from Mauritius. Yeah. And her hair, like when I tell you she's real life Princess Jasmine, she actually looks like Princess. Like her waist is tiny, her body is perfect, her hair is all the way down to her bum. Like from when I met her in year 9, this is how she's always been. But again, it wasn't a thing of I didn't touch her hair. I complimented. Do you get what I mean? But
so why is that different?
I always touched hair. I was that type of person.
Oh, is it?
Okay. Primary school, I was touching hair. Secondary school, I was touching hair. I was like, I don't know why. I was just like, I'll ask. I'll be like, oh, your hair's nice, like, and I'll ask you if I can.
But you're asking if I can. I'm talking about people that just
no,
go
if
for it.
If you just go for it, then that's different. Yeah. That's just no.
I think if you can, I don't think there's anything wrong with if you can. You know.
Okay.
Because I see Indian women's hair and I'm just like, right, that's mad straight. Like, I want to touch it.
Bone straight, honey.
I want to touch it. I can't lie. Like, I just want to.
But I never want to touch people's hair. I'm a germaphobe anyway. I don't know when you washed your hair last. But no, I think, it is weird. I do think that subconsciously, though, we do give a lot of grace sometimes for white people to do things.
Do you think it's... Someone may say I'm reaching here. I don't know. But do you feel like it's a case of white people kind of looking at us like we're different to them? Not in a positive way.
No, yes. It is that,
so it's got some of that back in the day, caged up exhibition, zoo-like type situation.
Have you seen black people that when they go to China and Japan?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
When I went to when I went to Dubai, there was a whole load of like, am I allowed to Oriental? Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They changed it.
Okay. There was
cool, you can say that.
You guys are the ones to go for consent.
There was a whole load of them. And me and my husband, like, they were just staring at us. Like, they were staring. And because, like, obviously, my husband's, like, big and black in it. So they were just...
In awe.
Damn. Like, they couldn't... I was just like, okay. Like,
and that makes me uncomfortable. I feel like when you're looking, you're thinking, I would have got some good money for you. That's what I'm thinking. That might be a reach, but that's what I'm thinking.
But that's what I'm saying.
Why?
Is that same thing, that whatever that is, in the majority of white people in this country then? Is it that same type of spirit?
I think it is the same spirit. It's the same spirit around for them. It's the same spirit. It's the same spirit because that curiosity of like, because my thing is, like, unless you've actually lived in a village in Japan and you've never in your life, but you have, because I can't imagine what their friends look like. They will have hella pictures with like black people, you know.
Yeah, they love basketball and that, man.
It's weird. I think it's the same thing that it is. It's because you know what it is, because I can see something that is unusual to me, but I can have a look at it and stuff like that. But that look does not make me be like, oh, so where are you from?
I live in the same world as the rest of everybody else. Like, let's stop being stupid. Like, there's nothing out here that's so
outlandish.
surprising.
Yeah, there's nothing. Do you know? There's nothing out here so
You've
surprising.
Seen it. You've seen it all. We've seen it all. Like, what is it like?
But that's how you learn, though.
No, but
that's how you learn.
No, but not. I don't know. There's a thin line, right, between like, oh, I've never seen this before, and oh, I've never seen this before. Let me inquire. Like, it's just weird.
They're aware that we exist, but you're thinking because you're not. So basically, you're telling me that I'm aware, that Chinese people exist, because I've been aware that Chinese people exist my whole life. I love Chinese food. That's my bag. Yeah.
All right.
So then I go over. Then I go over to Beijing now. And because I'm in proximity to Chinese people, I've never been in this proximity to this many Chinese people in my life. So this is something new to me.
Yeah.
So because this is something new to me, I'm allowed to look at them in awe and move crazy and take pictures. Oh my God, look at all these Chinamen. Like, what?
It's weird.
No, I get that. I get that. But when you're in a personal space with one of them, you may inquire a bit more about their culture. You may inquire about their lifestyle. Like when you're in a comfortable space, if you've got a brethren that is of that culture, you might ask them, what do you guys do? Like, or you might...
No, but you know what is Maxi though? That's different. That's learn about their culture. The conversation is always more like, look at your skin. Like, wow. Like, it's always objectifying things. It's always objectifying. It's always It's never about our culture. It's never about, so what's this hairstyle called? And what's that? Obviously, you have people that do that. But most times, it's always objectifying. I talked about the other day if Caucasian men move to me and they're like, oh, you chocolate... I'm not food. Stop it. Do you get me? It's weird. It's always some form of objectifying.
Yeah.
Objectification.
But if a black man said that to you, would you still feel offended?
Yeah, I don't like. I even don't like when I meet people. Someone and say like, "Oh, you're so sexy." I don't like stuff like that. Anything that objectifies me, I do not like it. I am more than.
How do you not want to be sexy? What do you want me to say to you? What do you want to say?
Oh, you're beautiful. You've got a beautiful smile. Like compliment, like beauty. Don't call me sexy and like I told you. Damn, like all of that. Hello.
Damn.
Let's calm down. That's not a compliment to me. That makes me very, very uncomfortable.
See, to me, I like the whole thing about going to Asia, for example, on holiday and them not seeing black people in a particular way and this, that, and Japan as well. I can kind of understand that, right? But if we're in the UK,
yeah,
you've not seen me, but you've seen a black guy on Coronation Street, EastEnders.
Yeah.
Since the 50s, we were side by side in the war together. All types of experiences. I don't understand why you still need to touch my hair. I don't understand why you still need to do certain things. Like, I feel like there's a certain dynamic there where it's like we are not the same as them. No. Not even physiologically. There's something in their brain that says, these guys are different.
He's right. And it's
curiosity. It's like, what's that guy? David Attenborough. You know when he says an animal?
Yeah.
It's like, ooh.
No, but you've learned though. It's like what you're saying. Like I said, we both said it. If it was the 50s or the 60s, granted.
Yeah.
But does it still show that there is a major gap between?
Okay, good question.
Like, is that what it shows? And
it's not a gap. They just look at us differently. There's no gap.
Yeah.
We're afforded the same stuff. Internet, all these things. They know enough.
But
the culture, the
they
food,
copy the culture
music,
all the damn time
the
anyway.
sport. Yeah. They're aware enough of everything. Enough.
Yeah.
We're in their face everywhere.
To give like another perspective, could it be also that white people are scared to be called racist, so they don't do things that maybe a normal person would do? They'll wait until they're in a comfortable space and then they'll ask the questions they've always wanted to ask.
Yeah, I do believe that though, because it goes back to what you said, where I think that you can be around people, that you might be around black people and whatever, but you don't have a personal relationship with them for you to be able to understand that. There's some of my colleagues at my workplace that now they understand a lot more about hair. Like they understand now that when you meet a black person, saying this can be offensive, but saying this way is a nicer way. And yes, you're cute. And I think it is that. It's like the fear of being called racist. It's almost like, not that they're not intentionally overcompensating. They don't want to be called racist. So they think that, okay, I'm going to make this the best way. Like, the woman what was that woman? The Queen's bestie.
Hussey, Lady Hussey.
Yeah, Hussey. With her, like, I can imagine in her mind thinking, okay, how do I word this where it doesn't come as though I'm being racist?
Okay.
Do you get me? Where she's like, no, we're like, where are you really from? Like, no, like, where are you really from? But she said, like, oh, where your people from? It's like, whoa.
Then that would be right. My people.
My people,
Okay,
exactly. So
yeah.
I feel like sometimes they don't know how to they think of something and they think, you know what, the way I've worded it and said it to you, this is the best way I could possibly say that.
Yeah.
It's not racist.
I still don't know why that gets
Was mad.
our backup. This is what we're talking about.
It
It's double
should-
standards.
yeah.
I ask everybody I meet that.
It's true.
What's your background? Where are you from? You can't tell me England.
Yeah.
I'm not like, what are you talking about? You can't tell me England. Everybody I bark, that's why I ask them. You can't tell me England. Why are we taking so much offense to that?
No, because when you ask in conversations, it's like, oh, like when someone says to me, oh, where you from? I always say, oh, area or like, country.
And I'll
like
say both. Give me both.
Whatever. Yeah, both, exactly. But sis said, where you from? I don't know what the woman said. They said, no, but where you really from? She said, here.
Yeah.
Said, no, but where you...
No, but I'm
She
sorry.
looked at like,
no, but let's
for real.
No, but let's be
Where you
honest.
really from?
No, but let's be honest. I'm sorry.
though.
The black woman at some point, you must have known what she was really trying to ask you.
Yeah, she wasn't
Why
that
did you
bad.
keep saying England? You know, sis, what she was.
No, but this is what I'm talking about in terms of like they'll back up, because I'll be honest with you, that situation, I can get it because I don't know what the energy in the atmosphere was like when she walked into the palace. I don't know how they treated her.
That's
They
true.
might have treated her as if she's stuck out like a sore thumb already. So this is what we're talking about, the combativeness, where you really from? You guys have been treating me since I got here, and I have a feeling that's their bag. Do you get me? So,
But is that them overcompensating? So now I actually feel like I'm different, if that makes sense. Like they treat you in maybe a kinder way
Yeah.
than they would the rest of the people. So now you actually feel like, am I being singled out? And then the questions now come. Because I feel like sometimes white people can overcompensate to the point where now you start to feel like
I'm really sticking out here like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
I think it could be that as well. But I think what also did not help with that situation was all the PR with the whole Meghan and how dark is baby gonna be and all that business.
No, it's
Do you get what I mean? So I feel like anybody, because if I went to Buckingham Palace tomorrow, I'm already thinking, go on, start some shit, let's go.
So your back would already be up.
If they want to come and they're like, I'm like, here we go. Here we go. Here's something Meghan told me. Do you get what I mean? Like your back is already going to be up. Do you get what I mean? So I do think that all of that didn't add to it. But I do also think that I've met black people, black African people, who I'm like, where are you from? Like, I'm British.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's great. But like culturally, where you from? And they're sticking to the fact they're British. And I said, do you know what? All the rest of you
have this one. Okay.
I'm gonna let you have this. I think for her to keep pushing the matter, if someone says they're from here, what's your own?
Yeah, it's true. She should have stopped at a point. Yeah, it's true.
But she asked her like 5 times, ma'am. I said I'm from here. I'm from here.
But she's in her Ankara and everything. But I'm British.
She did it on purpose. She said, I feel like she was looking at her like, I dare you. No, I dare you. Ask what you really want to ask. Ask what you really want to ask. You want to dance, bitch? Go on.
Oh, gosh.
She didn't just do, man. She knew exactly what she did. She didn't go in the two-piece suit.
Oh,
yeah.
Do you guys feel like there's certain questions white people just can't ask? Or
as Esther said, I don't think you don't need to know everything.
Like,
yeah.
But I think it comes down to as well. It's home training, Home training. Do with that what you will, but the idea that you see, like I was actually raised that it's not everything that you see, you point out. It's not everything. Do you know what I'm saying? If I see someone that looks different to me, someone that, for example, like someone has a disability, I'm not pointing it out. Because again, it's not everything that your mouth has to open and say. True. So some things that just let it slide. Like, yes, I had a curly wig today. Like some people, because I can see how ignorant you are, I have time. So I really let you know this is my real hair. I got a haircut. When I left work yesterday, I quickly went to Tony and Guy, and I got the straight texture I came in with. Today's deep wave. Yeah, I can do that. Do you get what I mean? That I will play in your ignorance, but I do think I can't think of at the moment. I can't think of anything on the spot. But there are certain things I feel like you shouldn't ask.
Are there certain assumptions that you feel like? Because a lot of the time we may hear something like even like the whole Lady Hussey conversation, right? Where there was an assumption she's not from Britain, right? It made perfect sense to me. Right?
But, sorry, who's Lady Hussey?
Sorry, the one that was asking the
Queen's bestie,
the Queen's friend.
Okay.
Like, for example,
even
say
her name rings true. But
yeah,
Lady Hussey's a cold name though.
You Hussey.
But certain assumptions, we kind of would obviously take offense to. So let's just say someone is having a conversation with you or whatever, and assumes you're from a council estate. A lot of the time you'll hear them think, oh, why though? This is racism. This and that. But is it really? When a lot of us are. You know what I'm saying? Is it racist to say, single parent household? A lot of us are. Are these things racist or just based on facts that it's most probable that you are from those type of backgrounds?
They don't know the stats.
How do you know that, though, Esther?
I know they don't know. Why? Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. So when I came to this country, I went straight to year 9, right?
Okay.
And I remember I had a maths teacher, and my first day with her, she asked if I could speak English.
Okay.
Wow.
This little heifer weren't even from here. Her English was not good. And she looked at me, she's like, can you speak English? I said, yeah, I can. Can you? Like what kind of stupid question is that? Do you get what I mean? And I remember even some of the white girls asked me, like, if in Africa, because obviously I said I'm Nigerian, but they said, in Africa, are there like elephants and stuff around and like lines? I was like, yeah. Like when you're waiting to cross the road, just have a line right next to you. It's crazy. I was like, yeah, that's how we live. Do you know what I mean? But that kind of stuff is off stuff that they've seen. Because even when you think about the ads and stuff that they see,
they ain't white people.
That's
everybody.
ignorance. Yeah, because
You think
I
I
asked
didn't
my
think there was-
parents.
you think there was- you had lions and that, monkeys and that in the
Do you not ask your
jungle. I
parents,
thought
like,
you had
dumb
monkeys
questions
in the
like,
sweet
Is
shops.
there internet now? Like,
I thought you man had.
I didn't, man.
What's
I did not do that. I did not do that. Because I think where that comes from, because that's what I was going to say next. I think where that comes from is when you see the ads and stuff, and it's like mud houses and stuff like that. Surely, and this is again when I say Googling banana crumble, Google this shit too, because you can't possibly assume that everyone lives in mud huts and stuff back in Africa.
Why
yes,
not?
is what yes is what showed to you for charity. You can, no, but the thing is, yeah, you can't because you have the facilities, you have the resources to find out whether that's facts or not.
Yep.
And that for me, that's ignorance.
Do you know what? I recently went to Jamaica. I didn't know Jamaica was a third world country. Do you know why?
Why?
Because of what they showed me on the telly.
What did you say, Daddy?
There's beaches and
Beaches and this
palm
and that.
trees and-
But again, you were-
I didn't know Jamaica was a third world country. Did you know that?
I did.
I
Yeah.
didn't know.
I did because again,
Because it's
research.
not. Yeah, cool, but it's not something that I'm not thinking about Jamaica like that, so I'm not gonna
Yeah.
research it. And I was like, okay, raw. Like I did it. So it's just Africa you want to perceive as
that, yeah.
as
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Do you get what I'm
But,
saying?
yeah. To be fair, I do think that growing up in Nigeria, my mindset is different to anyone who grew up here.
Yeah.
Because I'm very aware Africa is not the only suffering continent.
Mhm,
Of
yeah,
course.
yeah, yeah, of
down
course.
bad.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So I'm very aware of that. I think because of that, I have more of a mind that will research things. You know what I mean? Like I'm very aware that it's just, I think because I've always seen Africa portrayed in a bad light and I'm aware of what the reality is.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear something bad about another country, even if it's good, I don't take it as gospel. Do you get what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the
I
homelessness
get
in LA is mad. They paint LA as this lovely place and blah, blah. The homeless people are down bad there. The poverty there is wild. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So whenever I ever hear information about any people or any place, I never take it as gospel. But I think it's because I've seen how they've done Africa in the media.
There you go.
So I'm like, nah, I'm going to go and find out myself kind of thing.
I know for a fact that my mindset is not like maturing into an adult. You get me trying to say that, growing up into a young man and then realizing that Africa's a place, just a continent, just like every other place. There's nice places, where you get what I'm trying to say. That my mindset wouldn't really think that growing up. Say that as a teenager, or whatever, not from being from African culture, or whatever. It's just the stuff that's put in front of you, shit that you see. You get what I'm trying to say. Like I'm not thinking. I'm not thinking it's all built up and lit over there. I don't know no better. What do I know?
Yeah.
Very true. Do you feel like last kind of question, to kind of generalize, do you feel like, because again we spoke about being combative, even though it's justified, right? At certain times.
Sometimes,
Do you feel as though it's okay for let's just say the majority of black people said, you know what, I'm done talking to white people about race. We can talk about everything else, but race in 2023 you should know better, right? I'm done talking about this. Do you think that's an okay approach to certain things if we genuinely want better race relations in the country? Or do you feel like we have to kind of be like, look, guys, if we want better for ourselves, it may be tough, but let's just put our guard down.
I think all of us can't say that we're not doing it.
Cool.
I'm saying I'm not doing it though.
Okay, cool.
But I think but that's because I know that there are people who do it. So I know that is a not benefit. What's another word for benefit? It's a privilege.
Okay.
Because I know that other people are doing the work, if that makes sense. But I do think that everyone's got their strengths in it.
Yeah.
Me educating, I don't care to educate. If it's like my closest circle, I can do that. But I'm not the call out Piers Morgan and call out this person. I can't take that on. Do you know what I mean? But I think it will be. I think to answer your question, we will be in a bad place if nobody's doing it. And I don't think that how would we have progression? We'd have to just do things ourselves where it's then we don't have to rely on them to see us as equal because we're flourishing.
Do you feel like, just to kind of make the question a bit more specific here, do you feel like it matters in some circles over others? I'll give you an example. Like, for example, in the workplace. So a lot of the time, in certain establishments, having a conversation about race makes white people uncomfortable. They don't want to hear it. It's like, no, it's all equal here.
We don't see colour.
We don't see colour.
Heifers.
We know everyone's lying about it, right? Cool. Do you feel like if we gave up there, that does us more harm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we all need to basically...
We ain't getting no promotions or nothing.
Yeah, so that fight needs to be there, basically, you're saying.
Yeah. So at work, I don't mind doing it at work.
Okay.
But even then, actually, no, I'm lying. Because Black History Month, I don't get involved. I don't have time for that. But if it's like smaller conversations with like one-on-one with a couple colleagues or like a few colleagues or whatever, I can let you know why it is that what you said is offensive or why it is that I can educate you then.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to, because that's the thing with work as well. It gets draining because now you're now that token Black person. You're now the face of urban diversity in the office now. Do you get what I mean? So the issue with that as well is that people don't, like Caucasian non-Blacks don't feel the need to be proactive in learning because, oh no, it's fine, Esther will just teach us. Esther will just tell us. Do you get what I mean? And I think laziness comes into that. So I think that it has to be a good balance where, yes, Black people in whatever spaces they are will tell you. However, the onus is still on you to learn because this is the society you live in. Do you get what I mean?
Okay.
But I think people, they get really lazy very quickly.
Okay. But a lot of people, in fact, I would hazard a guess that most Black people who've had these conversations feel like they've come up short dealing with white people who are just there to basically say, look, it doesn't exist. Like I remember, you know the lady, has Ben got the book here? Yes. Rennie Adeologe, yeah, who's got a book basically why I'm done talking about race.
I love when I see Black people reading on the train. The white people look so squirmish. I love it.
There you go. And she basically said that, like, with time, she had a friend who she actually genuinely believes, a white woman, she genuinely believes that this white person is actually about anti-race
movement
stuff, basically, yeah. That this person's actually for Black people now, right? But she basically said that this white person confessed and said, the reason why I was so combative or not willing to accept that race existed is because to some degree, I had an ego, and also because it somewhat indicts me. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of the problem. So if white people kind of feel like they're part of the problem, and also there's ego, because we're human beings, we're all ego. At what point do we say, you know, I'm done with this? Because again, this same Black woman said, I'm done with it. She tried even in feminist circles. You know what I'm saying? There was a divide.
Feminists are the worst.
There you go. So in different movements, in different establishments, it exists.
Yeah.
Are we still going to keep saying, you know what, let's keep having this conversation? Would it be fruitful?
It gets tiring, you know. And that's why I really rate people like Kelechi. Like I rate them highly because it gets tiring, especially like that person who admitted to the author.
Yeah.
That, you know what, my ego and I don't want to take accountability, blah blah.
Yeah.
That's not the majority of people don't get to that point of admitting that.
There you go.
So you're just teaching people who are unwilling to learn, and they just see you as a fighter. Like a lot of people see Kelechi as a fighter.
Yeah.
Even though what Sis is doing is actually helping the Black community. Do you get what I mean? It's draining. I get when people tap out, I get it. Because it is draining. Like there's only so much you can actually explain to people.
Yeah.
No, but I do think that I do think that white people, if you want to know more, you can, because there's a lot of white women. Heck, I'm gonna say it. Rachel Dolezal, our blackfishing sis. She wanted to learn, and she used her whiteness for good. I know she's blackfishing and everything, but she actually used the blackfishing for good. If you want to learn about something, you want to know more, you absolutely 100% can. But the issue is that they don't, because again, it's not their problem. It's not a problem that they don't. If they're not racist, if they haven't called you an N-word, they're not racist. And they don't care to understand how it is that, yes, I don't face racism with you, Stacey. Sorry, Stacey. Sorry. I'm sorry. Not Black Stacey. You get me? Like, I don't face what's it called? I don't face racism with you, Sharon. But when I, like, outside of my relationship with you, I'm hit with that. And they don't care enough to know what the reality of your life is. They're in their bubble, and that's it. And I think if you really wanted to know about the people that you live around and you wanted to know what their struggles are, you would. You really would.
I think in terms of like Black people just giving up and saying, do you know what, I'm done. I think you just have to know why you're trying to educate the white people. Because if you stop, your children are probably going to get it hard. Like, do you get what I'm saying? I feel like you have to look at the bigger picture. Not everyone can. It's not for everyone. Not everyone's made to be the person to hold the light and the torch and whatever. But, you know, if you can, then do it for the bigger picture. It's going to be, as you said, it's going to be draining. It's going to be all of that. But you have to look at, why am I doing it?
I don't feel like I use that feel, because I probably didn't grow up the same way of use that. So the pressures that use up might feel, the conversations that use are having are things that I'm not having. I don't have these pressures. Even that stuff for like race and stuff like that, I don't feel that will affect them. I don't feel like nobody can influence me or can control my life. I understand there's systematic stuff like that, but there's nobody that I don't have to deal with people like that now. I march to the beat of my own drum. I've always done it my whole life. I grew up in the streets. I never worked. I never grew up in them establishments. After school, I never went further education or none of these stuff. So I didn't have these constructs or these. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, so use those mindsets different to mine. I don't feel the power of like white people over me and I do the fuck I want. Whenever I want. Whenever I want. And there's no one. And these white people can't tell me nothing. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I don't care about anything. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
you know what? I'm a bit similar to Marks, and I've said it before. I haven't really, from what I know, I haven't really experienced racism like that. The only one, and I can remember this one time, it must have been like maybe 6 years ago or something. And it was when the sun was booming, and I was at the train station, and I went to go and sit in those little huts, ports or whatever. And there was this Irish guy, and he was like, "You must be used to the heat by now." And I just looked at him, and I actually started, because things like that make me laugh. And I was just like, "You're so dumb." Like, I just laughed.
That's why I'm in a coat.
I just laughed at it because I'm just like, you're obviously just an idiot. Like,
that's ignorant. You're just ignorant.
You're just ignorant. But in terms of like, as Mark said, there's institutional whatever, cool. But on a day to day, all of that stuff, as I said, from what I know, it may happen. You know, and I don't know about it, but from what I've known and experienced, I haven't really experienced racism like that.
Yeah, I think my experience is definitely different because, like, I grew up in Nigeria and then I moved here. And I lived in a white area, went to a white school, so I honestly, that's why I think that's probably one of the reasons why I'm drained, because it's just like it was constant like explanations and blah blah. And there were like other black girls in my school, but I think in my year, the younger years, I think 3 years younger than me, is when you could then see that there was more black students. But with my year, you could count the number of and I went to a girls' school. You can count the number of black girls that there were. So even like racism from teachers, institutional, like I've experienced all of that when it comes to like just not thinking I was smart enough, and someone asked if I could speak English, like in so many subtle ways. And when I look back now as an adult, there was stuff that people would say that would make me feel uncomfortable. And when I get home, my mom would be really annoyed about it because my mom obviously saw it from adult eyes and knew that, that's racism. I remember one time, there's something I wanted to do, and this teacher was like really horrible to me. I literally went home crying. My mom wrote a letter. The man quit the next day. It was crazy. And then even when I was going to apply to uni, because my grades were good. Like, my grades were good. And the teacher basically was like, you might want to look like lower down on the... Because they're not from a single parent house with that. You might want to look lower down on the, on the thing, whatever. There's no reason to say that because the uni I wanted to go to, my grades are like, it's good for that. And I remember my mum again, when I told her about that, she again, obviously from adult eyes, can see what it was that they're trying to imply. My mum wrote a letter and was like, I know that you think, we should be on plantations and, harvesting sugarcane and blah, blah. My mum was like, no, this is where I work. This is what I do. Yeah. This is the family history. This is the kind of people that we have. My brother went to Cambridge. Do you know what I mean? That she had to do all of that stuff for them to understand that this child of mine that I've entrusted with you, who's a teacher, is meant to pull her up, is not from some background that you think that she's not worthy of being. She's in a space that she's worthy, that she's worked hard to kind of be in. And again, from obviously when I was younger, I'm just like, my mom's sticking up for me and blah, blah. But as an adult now, there's so much stuff, even like to the point where like in sixth form when you wear your own clothes, I would wear, when I tell you the exact same thing as when we both got it from H&M, but I'll be pulled up about what I'm wearing. Again, that's because I've got a figure. And the white girl, is the length of the skirt is literally the same on both of us. But because I've got curves, I will be put in detention. I will be told this. I'll be told you're not following the dress code. You're gonna be excluded. Like there was, do you know what I mean? There was so much that's why I'm just in a point now where I'm like, I'm tired. I'm tired.
Is that? I know we kind of have to wrap up soon, but is that kind of why people like to make the distinction between racism and prejudice? Because you could be in a particular society, right? Yeah. And feel the pressures of white supremacy, for example, without white people within that society actually saying anything to you.
Yeah, antagonizing you,
And that's real. That stops you. There's a real glass ceiling there. You feel it.
Yeah.
But black people, we can talk all that we want and say certain things about white people, this, that, and the third. Nothing really affects them in life like that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of time we're like, racism, and we think it's semantics, right? But is that why that real divide is there? Because racism, the ism obviously denotes a system at play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? we don't have a
You have
system
no
at
power
play.
to do any. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that. I think that is a thing. I think that's why
racism ain't for everybody. Racism is just for like minorities. You know what I'm trying to say? Like white people's not gonna. White people, that is just that's the construct,
Yeah,
the
the
system that's
majority
created by
wouldn't-
white
yeah.
people. For the majority, it's going to
Yeah.
be false, so they're not going to feel it. You know what I'm trying to say? That's why there's no word. That's why there's no word like nigger that you could say to a white person that's going to offend them like that. But there's no word that you could say. Obviously, like, black people get the worst of it. There's no word you can say to anybody really.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But you know what, Esther? You said you touched on something real because when I used to work in my office, is that someone?
No, you go
calling?
with.
Okay. When I used to work in my office,
Yeah.
I actually used to feel really uncomfortable when, like for example, in summertime, you wear the dresses
that's a real thing.
and
Yeah.
you get the stares,
Yep.
and I felt very uncomfortable.
That's
So
not. That's not the office. No one told you to be so buff.
you get the stares, you get
Yeah.
the, you get the
What are you talking
women,
about? What are
you
you
get the
doing
women just looking at. Like sometimes I'll be in the kitchen and I'm making my.
No, HR would have been calling me up.
They would have.
I would have been getting in trouble.
I'm making my tea or whatever, and I turn back, and the woman like she just.
Yeah, she's looks away. Yeah.
And I felt very uncomfortable, and because like, I
Very.
was the only black woman there, and then I have a bum on top of it. I used to cover myself.
I used to wear that flowy
I used
things.
to be hot in the summertime,
Yes.
like sweating.
I used to be wearing flowy things, like things that nothing that's figure hugging.
Yeah,
Not a damn
like
thing.
you actually have that in mind, like you bear that in mind when you're, especially when you're the only black person in your workplace. You're just like, okay,
Do you know what's weird as well? Because if I like, say I wear like even like a midi dress that's like a bodycon like office kind of dress, yeah. If I say I'm not wearing tights with it, I feel exposed. Like I feel like it's just like the skin, and it's like, oh my gosh, do you get what I mean? And then when I'm wearing tights, for some reason, it's like, okay, like, it's all right now. Do you get what I mean? It's weird, but no.
I used to
feel
dress
you on
like a granny for work.
I'm
Like
hot, you know.
Seriously.
I'm here in a cardigan in the office. Are you kidding me? I'm hot.
Yeah, I used to be very
Nice.
selective because
Long tops.
even the baggy stuff can
Yeah.
even emphasize things more.
Yeah.
So you have to be very selective with the type of thing, especially if you've got like people, external people coming in. You have to be very like, but I don't think white people have to think about that.
They don't. Because I see what they wear. They don't.
Good morning, caller.
They don't care.
Oh shit.
Morning caller. Is it
Hello?
us with the signal? Because this keeps happening.
Good morning, caller.
How's your
Hello.
foot?
Are you here?
It's probably hanging
You're
out. You had
talking
them waiting
about-
for enough long.
Call back.
It's me.
Call back, please.
That was an iconic time, actually. But no, man, yeah, it's a real thing, man. It's crazy. You have to think. You actually have to think. Put so much thought
You
into
do.
stuff. It's draining. I just want to exist.
All right. Well,
Yeah, them work trousers. Big up work trousers as well. Don't you wear them work trousers? The long.
Marks,
do you know this?
allow me.
You got them though, innit?
Marks, allow me.
Hey, see them
Big up the work
trousers.
trousers.
You know the trousers I'm talking, innit? The
Marks.
Come
Good
on,
morning.
man.
Morning. Got a caller. Please be there.
We can't hear you.
Is it us?
No, it's not us.
God damn it.
Never mind.
Send a voice note.
All right. Well, we'll move on.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's get into our next headlines.
These are headlines.
It is indeed.
All right. Okay.
Oh.
All right. So, an Israeli disinformation specialist.
Oh, honey.
No, they want to get their shit off. Try again. Let it go.
Let's give them a try.
Hello, good morning.
No, they're
Nah,
damn
still not
bad,
working.
man.
Sorry.
Told you a voice note.
All right. So, an Israeli disinformation specialist hired to run covert dirty tricks campaigns in African elections hacked political advisors close to Kenya's president, William Ruto, in the run-up to last year's election. An investigation can reveal. The interference did not prevent Ruto winning the poll, nor the peaceful transfer of power in Kenya, but the revelation highlights the growing risks posed by the involvement of bad actors and paid operatives in the relatively new democratic systems and institutions across Africa. Tal Hanan, who is the self-described chairman of Team George, is an Israeli operation. Team George is an Israeli operation run from an industrial park 20 miles north of Tel Aviv. And he boasted to undercover reporters that he was able to disrupt elections through black ops and disinformation services. Days before Kenya's 2022 election, he gave a demonstration of his capabilities, showing how he could use hacking techniques to infiltrate the messages of political advisors. Hanan's operations were exposed on Wednesday by The Guardian and an international consortium of reporters led by the French non-profit Forbidden Stories. In a statement about the investigation, Hanan said, "I deny any wrongdoing." But during his meetings with undercover reporters, Hanan never explicitly confirmed he had been hired to work in Kenya, and if so, who his client might be. However, when demonstrating Team George's capabilities to the journalists who were posing as prospective clients, Hanan appeared to show them live demonstrations of hacks targeting 3 aides close to Ruto, who was a presidential candidate at the time. One involved an apparent infiltration of Gmail, and the other 2 involved Telegram accounts. So in that story, apparently he actually sent messages and deleted it in front of them or whatever. But apparently, the reason why it became apparent to everyone is because when he tried to delete the message, it was deleted on his end, but they actually received the message. So they're thinking, like, well, what's going on here? And obviously, when they dug a bit more, they realized that this guy was infiltrating. The next headline, and this is a trigger warning here, and this is about a story that we spoke about last year as well, and this is about a white supremacist mass murderer whose sentencing hearing was disrupted by an audience member rushing towards him. That particular guy, that animal there, has been jailed for life without parole. Peyton Gendron, who's 19, admitted killing 10 people in a racially motivated attack at a supermarket in Buffalo, in New York, in May 2022, as well as domestic terrorism charges. Gendron was briefly removed from court earlier in the hearing after a victim's family member charged towards him and had to be restrained. He lunged at Gendron, who was sitting at a table with his lawyers, as Barbara Massey, whose sister was one of those killed in the racist attack, delivered a victim impact statement. As Miss Massey screamed at Gendron, the man stood up and went behind her, then pushed her aside and took several running steps towards Gendron before police and lawyers caught him. Officers grabbed Gendron and rushed him out of the courtroom as the man who ran at him was surrounded by police and later led out. Prosecutors later said that the man would not be charged. It came after a day of emotional testimony in court, with several of the relatives of those killed giving impact statements. Gendron, the 19-year-old who did this mass murder, followed up with an apology to those impacted by his actions, telling the court, "I am very sorry for all of the pain I have forced all of the victims and their families to suffer through. I cannot express how much I regret all the decisions I had made leading up to my actions on May 14th. I did a terrible thing that day. I shot and killed people because they were black." The attack last May was live streamed on Twitch, which is a social media platform, after Gendron posted a racist manifesto online, which outlined his inspirations from other racially motivated attacks. The court said he targeted a supermarket in a black neighborhood of Buffalo, which is 200 miles away from his home, with the intention to kill as many black people as possible with an assault weapon. The victims were aged between 20 and 86 and included staff and customers. He still faces 27 federal charges, of which lawyers are seeking a plea deal to avoid a possible death sentence. And Gendron's sentencing comes days after the latest high-profile mass shooting in the US in Michigan, which we also spoke about, which saw 3 people killed and 5 others injured. And that's the end of the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into Word on Road. We'll talk about that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Lovely. So, Faye and Teddy, if anyone cares, Faye and Teddy from, and that's reflects everyone's mood about it. But Faye and Teddy have broken up. Oh. I know people are very sad about it.
No one is sad about that. He's not free. His card is not going to be
Nah, no one who cares.
reinstated
His card is
anyway.
not reinstated.
His card's not being
He's
reinstated.
done. He's done.
He's done.
He picked a side,
Yeah.
and he's gonna have to stay there.
I don't care. Yeah.
fuck
Like
that.
I literally don't care.
Like
So-
we literally saw her treat you like
For real.
like the biggest Asia, and you continue to stay there.
And you defended
That's
her.
your
That was
business. Yeah.
you actually defended. You actually told us to shut up
Yeah.
and let you enjoy your love. Well, has the white love worked out for you now,
Okay.
mate?
There you
But
go.
basically, there was rumors about them breaking up a while ago, like 2 weeks ago, and then he came out and said, "Everything you have been reading in the press is false. I have had nothing but love and respect for Faye since we first met. I do not wish to comment on rumors speculating our relationship and ask for you to respect our privacy at this time. Love, Teddy X." And people were like, so you guys are definitely done then, because respect your privacy about what? But then she, Faye with her big mouth, came out anyway yesterday to then officially say that they're not together. And she said, I wanted to let you know that after lots of time and consideration, Teddy and I have decided to go our separate ways. Thank you all so much for supporting our relationship and sharing the journey with us. I'm forever grateful. Lots of love. Faye and Bonnie. I guess he's Bonnie. Maybe that's the dog. I don't know.
I thought that was the dog because she had the dog
yeah,
in
she
the
had a
background.
dog in the background, didn't it?
I was like,
so I don't know if that's the dog.
That's the messaging right there.
Doesn't even rate.
That's
Like,
the
She
message.
had the
right
rate you
there.
need to sign out for the last time
really
as Faye and
doesn't.
Teddy. Yeah, that's true, because she didn't call him Bonnie in the paragraph. So that happened. And then also I found out, I saw a clip here of Teedra Moses. You know Teedra Moses, Be Your Girl?
Yep.
Did you know that was about Nas?
Yeah, I've heard that.
That was
it. It's about Nas.
interesting.
Yeah, because apparently there was, okay, so she had a show and she was basically talking about the song and she said, yeah, it was about Nas. I just wanted to be his girl and blah, 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 blah. That song is such a pick me. I'm dying for it song. But yeah, so she mentioned it was about Nas and stuff. And then I was reading the comments and then someone was saying how apparently this is why her and Khalees did not get on, because apparently Khalees knew the song was about Nas and she didn't rate it. And she, in a way, because obviously Khalees was like, you know, people then, back then. But apparently she was the one who badmouthed her in the industry. And that's why Teedra Moses never really
Yeah, but
went as far.
when the song came out, Khalees went with Nas.
I don't know.
She might have been.
Really? The song can't be that old.
What, Be Your Girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's old.
I know it's old. I remember was it like uni time? I remember. But really? Were they
Be Your
together? Was
Girl.
I don't know when it come out.
Khalees
but
and
it's
Nas
old.
together?
They
See
might,
when it
they
came out.
might have been, you know.
I feel like it's been a minute since they broke up.
It came out. Okay, that's helpful. It doesn't show up. Yeah, I don't know when it came out. It's not showing up for me.
Let me see.
But yeah,
That
so
would be
apparently,
hard
yeah, there was So apparently that's why Khalees doesn't really mess with her at all. I thought that's so interesting. So she must have known she was. If Khalees was with
2018.
2018, no,
It came out.
Couldn't
No.
have been. Oh,
No.
2004.
2004,
Oh.
2018.
Is this a
Yeah.
remix?
Yeah, that's there's a remix. There's a remix. Yeah.
Yeah, 2004.
In 2004. How old
I
was
think
I
I
then?
think Nas was with her them times, you know.
Yeah, it would have been, man. Them times the milkshake was still bringing the boys to the yard, isn't it?
2004.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Brent.
Yeah.
But yeah. So she must have known she was a side piece then.
Yeah, the fact that you've even started the song is "Don't Know If You Got a Girl." That's rude.
First of all,
Because
you know damn right.
You know, but
You know damn well that I got a girl. Nah, it's crazy, man. But back then, do you know what? They don't make R&B like that no more, you know. The guys used to beg
Women
for the
are
girls.
the women are weak. Nah.
Are you okay?
No, the R&B, the women were strong. The queens were strong in R&B. The message that they was pushing out,
yeah.
they just wanted their man
Do you know what
by
Candy said?
hook
To you?
or by
If you're out in the
crook.
club,
Yeah.
don't think I'm not.
wow, it's true.
Whatever
It's
you're
true.
doing, I'm doing times two.
Yeah.
There was
But then
strength.
back then, the guys were the ones who were dying for it.
Yeah, the guys,
but I
the
don't want
guys,
to know.
the guys were
That's
down
the
bad
worst
as well.
one.
No, that was.
I don't want to know if you're playing me.
That was just Mario Winans. That was like in the
Yeah.
early 2000s. He tried to switch the trend. They weren't.
Tyrese and Joe and them were begging too.
Yeah, they're begging still.
All the boys are begging.
Joe don't beg.
Joe,
You gotta listen to Joe's lyrics. Joe's a,
oh, no.
Joe's a dirty man.
Joe was saying, leave him. I'll do
Yeah,
everything
Joe-
your man ain't doing.
Joe don't beg. Joe don't
Joe
beg.
said he is where you want to be.
Yeah, Joe don't play.
Actually, yeah. Joe, yeah. Joe was dirty Mackie, man. I wonder what he's doing. But no, it was crazy, man. I thought that's so interesting. But it's weird though how if it is a case where, you know, what's her name? Khalees did, you know, say whatever she said in the industry and whatever and got her blackboard. That is quite sad, but can't be crushing people's men, man. Especially people's men. You can't be doing that. Don't you think it's weird? The other day I was listening to Renaissance. I thought I might as well listen to it. Now I've got a ticket to the show. Yes, Beehive, I am one of those people. I got a ticket without listening to it. Fight me. But don't you think it's weird, like, how it's bad vibes how Beyonce, Khalees complained about not being paid for the sample, and she just took it off then. She said, all right then. Like, she took it off. Obviously, I don't know the politics behind it,
Yeah.
but it doesn't look good. As
Well,
someone
on
who
who? Beyonce.
yeah, because you do female empowerment, you do for the girls all the time. And then when someone calls you, and she always dots all her I's and crosses the T's, and then someone calls you out and you said, okay, well, you're not going to get paid at all. I think that's so mean.
Maybe it depends on how she was called out. And also, she
No.
might have thought, you know what, let me put her in there to kind of big her up, kind of.
No, I don't bring me up in money. Because one thing, Beyonce credits anybody. Like, every single person, if you're a cleaner and you say, no, change you won't break my heart to break my soul. You're getting credit. How much more for you to sample her like clearly the whole track, and then she calls you out on him and saying like, no one said anything to me. And you're like, all right then, I'll take it off then.
And as you said, Beyonce's the type of person, she crosses her T's and dots her I's.
Yeah.
Why did she not know that was a... Did she not know? Did she not care? Why did she not make sure Khalees got her...
But apparently though, there was a whole thing about Khalees not even being the one who gets
say
paid from that.
something to do with
It was
Khalees.
the producer.
Maybe she kind of did
It would have
protect
been
her
done. The label would have went through that.
Actually, you know what?
You get what I'm trying to say? Like Khalees
Beyonce's
don't even
still queen.
own her own. Khalees don't probably even own her stuff like that. Somebody that you get what I'm saying? I understand
Yeah,
what
most
she's
times
doing.
whoever makes the beat... That,
She's just trying to
like,
make a
it's-
scene,
it's-
man.
and that's
Why
what
would
it
anybody
was.
have to call her or say anything to her to shut up, man?
Actually, when I think about it now though, Beyonce is still female empowerment. Because basically, her taking it away, because basically Khalees then called out the people who cheated her out of getting paid for that song.
Okay,
So then if
she
they carried
was
on-
stopping their money.
Yeah. So Beyonce basically stopped their money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, big up Beyonce then.
Yeah.
Fair enough then. That's cool.
Fair dues.
Fair dues.
Fair dues.
Fair dues. And then what broke the internet yesterday was Rihanna on the cover of Vogue with her beautiful baby and her boyfriend.
Yeah. Did you guys see the picture?
Rihanna and her baby
Did
mom.
you see the picture?
Yeah, Rihanna the baby mum.
Do you know what? that picture rattled. I feel like it rattled a lot of men because I was sent it and I was like, this. Someone said this is mad emasculating because she was the leader.
Yeah, and he was in
and
the
he
background.
was doing babysitting in the background.
Yep.
And she was kind of, and like the hand placement as well.
Like, yeah,
she was holding his hand or her hand, leading. But you know what? At the
I
same
love it.
time, I said, ASAP don't seem like that guy anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ASAP ain't that you because
He's that alternative kind of.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm
he is.
saying?
Did you see
That's
the video of him at the Super Bowl?
It's just because it's ASAP. If you switched that and it was Beyonce and Jay-Z with the babies, Jay-Z is not. It's Jay-Z.
Yeah, because we know
You get what I'm trying to
Jay-Z's
say?
that
It's not going to
guy.
be exactly.
No,
Yeah.
people already do that though.
Do what?
Don't you see like when there's clips of Beyonce and Jay-Z and stuff, and people are like, oh, here's here's Beyonce with a fan.
The only thing I don't like
People
about
already do that.
But at the same time, Rihanna is the main
my man's
character.
topless in her waistcoat and all that. I think this is his fault. This
She's
is
the
not
main,
like.
no, but she's the main
He's
character.
holding up to
though.
This is his fault. This ain't
And she's
about
hanging on one
Rihanna.
finger.
That's
This is
what I'm
That's true,
saying.
though.
She's the main character. She's the reason why he's on there.
I love
Donny's
this, though. This is
topless in a
beautiful,
leather
man.
waistcoat, man. Like this ain't got nothing to do with Rihanna, man. He brought all these problems on himself, man. Like he could have been there calm if he wanted to, man. Like what are we talking about?
And he does seem a bit feminine. Like even in like just look at it.
Well, he's always been like that though.
Yeah,
He's
that's
always
what
been
I said.
alternative. Like,
So I actually think he's happy with how that came out and everything.
and that's a real man. Any man that's happy when your partner is shining and you're there to support. Like he looked like such a fan of her at the Super Bowl. It was so cute. The video was so cute.
Yeah.
And someone was like videoing her since she was done. He was clapping like, and
Yeah.
I love that. And you've seen Jay-Z do that as well with Beyonce. I love it. I'm here for it, man.
Yeah.
Rihanna and her baby mom.
I
Yeah, if
like
your
it.
gal's Rihanna, man, and you're not Rihanna, like
That's a man
just
that
accept your situation if that makes
this is
sense.
it.
that's a man that manages his ego.
It's
And that's
important.
Because if you're Rihanna, the only
very
like,
sexy,
to
that.
stand tall with Rihanna, you're gonna have to be. There's
You're gonna have-
there's a
yeah,
couple
yeah, yeah.
people. You know what
Yeah,
I'm trying to say?
as
Like
you say,
Drake,
yeah.
maybe Breezy, if she gave him another chance.
Oh.
Like that, and then
There's
it's-
not many people
Do you get
that
what I'm trying to say? Like,
that can stand next to Rihanna like that.
so if he
And
knows
men.
what he's doing, that's
But
his
that's
gal.
the thing though. I feel like guys at that year where you're with a really powerful woman and you give your woman the flower, like you support the world in letting us know that she's a powerful woman. I feel like those are proper men, you know.
yeah.
I think it's very attractive because you know she's doing her thing. You can give her flowers. It doesn't rattle you. It doesn't rattle your
Yeah.
ego. It doesn't rattle your worth or your value. Like you understand that she's doing her thing and I'm gonna support it.
Agree.
Black love, man. Beautiful scenes. But yeah, so she did that and she had a whole interview with Vogue and she talks about everything. Talks about, the interview was done pre-Super Bowl. So they do talk about the Super Bowl and all her rehearsals with all of that stuff. And she talks about obviously being a mum. Sorry. Oof. I don't know where that came from. I'm an ASAP. She talks about being a mum and like being her first child and all of that great stuff. And it looks like it was done a while ago because you can't see that she's pregnant in there. Because what Super Bowl, you can see the bump.
And the edit, but it's edit as well.
Oh,
and all
that's
that,
true. That's
innit?
true. Actually, I forgot about that. That's true. Actually, yeah.
But you said you were about to say baby mother.
Yeah.
What makes a person a baby mother when they're not together with a person?
I think if you birth the baby. Because
Yeah,
I'm going to be a wife and I'm going to be a baby.
corrected
Because
yourself, I was like, oh, she's a baby mother.
yeah.
But
even
the
if I'm
mother
married,
of a
though-
mother of a
Yeah.
child.
But I feel like even if I'm married,
In the
I'm
end,
a
they
female
try.
mother of a
In
child.
the end,
Yeah.
they try and make it like a derogatory term, and it's not.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's-
You get me?
But then the thing is,
the
though-
culture has tried to make it a
Yeah,
bit.
it has.
You get me? And I just don't think it is.
No, but the thing is how sometimes it is used in a derogatory way
Yeah.
to them. So I can understand why some people would take offense to it. But I carried your baby, mate. I am your baby mum. Your,
I think
your mother's baby.
I think some women just don't want that label as a
Yeah.
baby mother because some guys don't have no intentions for them further than that, and then maybe that's
Fair enough.
That's what the issue is, isn't
Okay,
it? And
yeah.
it's just like, right,
I
I'm just
heard
like a.
That's
I'm
not the
just
issue.
like-
They have no intention anyway. But even sometimes when you are married.
That's
Wow.
true.
Do you know what I mean? That there's no, but I do think it is a thing of because it's been used in a negative way. Because I avoid calling people baby mums, or say my male friend, I would say like your daughter's mum. I never say baby mum.
Yeah, but it's the same
there's that
thing.
no, but it's the same thing. But there's
The
that
stigma.
stigma. And it's
I've
used to
seen girls
insult
say that.
people.
That's the thing for women. I've seen women say it recently now. Like, I don't want to be a baby mother. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not trying to
because
be.
it's that
I'm not trying to
stigma.
be a
It's that
baby mother.
negative
Yeah,
stigma.
because as you said, the baby mother kind of caps
your success
your,
rate
in
this.
You've reached
That's the peak. That's the height. That's as far as you're getting with me.
goal. Like you can't go to the
Nah.
6th, 7th, 8th floor.
Ain't
Like,
no engagement rings for you.
no,
This
yeah.
is it. This is the height of your success with me.
Yeah.
Well, if you're accidental baby mother, the perks don't really get that way. But if you're by choice baby mom, you're saying like your thing's capped, but that's you don't you
No,
won't
you
you won't
get the
that's
perks.
you'll be like the highest slightly. That's where you're supposed.
Well,
Like,
unless they've got like 4 other ones,
and they like them better than you, yeah.
then they're just
Then
sister
it's
wives.
peak, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're the only
Like Nick Cannon, none of them are.
if you're the only baby mother and he's even willing to be with you and like he's calm,
Then that's fine.
Then-
You guys, they'll just go together.
real bad.
No, but there is. I do understand why people have the backup about it. But it is what it is, man. And also Black Excellence, right? So Tems, which I think this is amazing, right? So Tems, Burna Boy, and Rema are going to headline the NBA All-Star Game 2023 halftime show. Big up Afrobeats. I think that's absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Brent. I think it's absolutely amazing. And that will be on the 19th of February for the NBA watchers.
Is it just me or does Tems give you Rihanna vibes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Can we talk about it actually? You see the way Tems poses for pictures? That's Rihanna. You know when she
Listen-
does that look down that mysterious girl?
She's got a Rihanna-ism about her, and I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
I feel like if she does an interview and they ask her her biggest one of her inspirations, if she doesn't say Rihanna, I think it's rude. It will be the whole Nicki Minaj and Lil Kim thing. Because she really embodies Rihanna.
Yeah.
Everything she does, her style,
That
her,
whole I don't care
I
kind
don't
of
care.
thing.
Yeah, the vibe, even like the way she dances on stage, everything embodies Rihanna.
Yeah, I agree.
And Rihanna did the look. Maybe Rihanna pays attention. Maybe that's why Rihanna did that look that's floating around on social media as a meme at the moment. The Super Bowl. You know when she started her performance, she looked down.
Yeah, she looked down.
'Cause that's how Tems takes pictures. And I'm like, oh, this is Rihanna. She really gives me Rihanna vibes.
Yeah, she does. Facts.
But yeah, love to see it. And then last one, please.
Oh. Okay, yeah, the I'm Legend featuring Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan. What are you guys thinking about that collab?
All I know is I swear I've seen I Am Legend. He was like all by himself in it,
Yeah.
and then he found
So
a whole Michael B. Jordan. How did he do that?
That's his son.
Where'd he come from?
No, he had a son. A long lost son.
Have we forgiven Will Smith, by the way?
For what, boxing Chris Rock?
Yeah.
Slapping. Boxing sounds worse. Slapped him, man.
Like, has he been forgiven?
Nah, do you know what? Sorry.
We
I'll be honest, yeah.
we wasn't on him. Was we on him?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What? Are you
We're on
joking?
him.
What?
Yes.
He is Jada's baby mum. The way he moved.
What do you mean forgive him? What do you mean? Who's why? For what? Because he boxed Chris Rock.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's rude.
But it's also what led to it, though, man. Because he was definitely simping.
He was
It was
laughing
the
at the
whole.
joke.
It was
Everything.
everything.
He
Lead
laughed
up.
at the
It was
joke.
everything.
Yeah.
Jada looked at him like, you're really going to laugh at this joke? Then
And
he
then he's
got
like,
Gets up.
Hey, look at you, weakling.
Yeah, but I thought you didn't watch that Emancipation movie.
No, I ain't seen that yet, you know.
Do you know what
No,
as well?
I ain't seen it.
I think in Hollywood as well,
I put it
though.
on for 30 seconds and I turn it off. Because
Yeah, but-
I don't want to see Will Smith like this, man. This is the.
Yeah, but
I can't
okay, but wait. So we were given ASAP props for bigging up, for being was Rihanna's
Yeah.
biggest fan.
Yeah.
Why is Will Smith a simp?
Because I'm toxic. I own my shit.
Because he went to go and defend his wife.
Yeah, but my thing was you defending your wife after the fact. You didn't defend. I don't.
Regardless, do you know what? Sometimes
Yeah.
it's funny. and then you have to collect and
You have to remember you're going home with her.
You have to collect
Remember,
yourself.
this is who you're sleeping with tonight. Do you know what? I think just for me, yeah, I think it was out of order. I feel like Chris Rock was doing his job.
Yep.
And then you went and did that to him when you yourself have been in situations where you were hosting stuff and you've made fun of other people. Because now it's closer to home for you, you take it out. For me, that is the weak. Like, I know you're trying to look like a strong man. For
He
me,
was
that's
trying
the
to gain
weakest
back his
thing.
masculinity.
Yeah, but for me, that's the weakest thing ever.
I thought he just made himself look like a fool. I didn't know anybody was onto Will. I didn't know.
Yeah.
No, because
No one didn't care. No one
weak.
cared about Will.
It was weak, and it's just this is why she dated August. This is why.
Imagine.
This is why.
And then this is what we can
This is
say
why.
about him, you know, that your wife dated August.
You can see it.
This
Big
is
up
what he
August
brought
there.
himself to.
He's a good black man.
Yeah, but he was
still.
dropping Robbie Margot
You
Robbie
get this right.
Margot
Who's that?
Maggie
Only
Margot.
Margot I know is from
Who's
the
that?
Crown.
What's her name? Is it Margot Robbie? Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah, it's Margot Robbie.
There you go.
Oh, cute. All right. But you know, what it is? I just think for me, I don't like when people are disrespected while doing their job. Chris Rock was doing his job, and this is what happens at award shows. People wrote that this is what happens, and then you went, then you embarrassed the man, you slapped him, and then after that, you didn't even stand in that. You're now calling up Chris Rock's brother, calling up Chris Rock's mum, calling up everybody in the family, calling up family meeting to help you apologize and blah blah. And Chris Rock was like, "No, don't talk to me." And I get it because that's our job and we're comedians. That's what we do.
Yeah.
I think it was our order. And I also think if it wasn't Chris Rock on there, I don't think he would have had that vim. I can't imagine Dwayne Johnson on that stage making a joke and he would have gone to slap. I can't remember. I can't even imagine
If the
Kevin
person was
Hart.
white,
It's
if
true,
the
though.
person was white, he would have gone and slapped them.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
I can't even see him.
Johnson, The Rock.
I don't even see him going to slap up Dave Chappelle. You would not. I feel like you would not do. You thought
Yeah.
that Chris Rock was
This is
weak.
it.
Was yours?
And
Yeah,
then-
you
yeah.
sized
The
them
Rock's
up.
about
You sized him up.
Yeah,
The
you sized
Rock's
them up.
about 6'8", 350 pounds.
No, but you
You wanna hold that against Will?
No, but you're strong in it.
He sized them up. He did.
Because you're a bad man, innit? Go and do that. I don't even see him slapping Kevin Hart. You wouldn't have. Again, it's that thing. You just thought he was an easy target.
Yeah,
To
for
help
real.
prove your point of masculinity, and I also think as well that in Hollywood, I feel like he's been low-key blackballed. Because the films he's doing, he's out here doing slave movies. He's working away from the top, from the ground back up. Like,
Do you
slave
think it's a
movies
good
what
look for Michael
that we
B?
do. You think it's a good look?
Is it a good look for Michael B?
I'll be honest, I haven't seen one. But I think anything that Michael B. Jordan does, because I only see him as doing things that's like get him just higher and higher and higher.
But associating
Like Creed
himself with Will Smith.
That's
though.
all. Yeah, is that a good look for him?
Nah, am I his brother?
No, but you know, like, because he might be seen in a particular light by other black actors.
No, but everyone has to. No, but Will Smith cannot be in a movie on his own. Someone has to be in there with him.
Yeah, get
And
somebody
I
else.
don't think he would get slack for flack. Is it flack or slack?
Flack.
For being in the movie with him. I really don't think so. I don't think it's not that kind of. It's not like a Chris Brown situation. Chris Brown was blackballed. Anyone who did music with him, you were a traitor. Do you get what I mean? I also feel like Chris Brown should have had Chipmunk because Chip was actually the first person who worked with him post that Rihanna stuff, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, so I don't think Michael B. Jordan, because I feel like people like him. He's very likable. Heartbreak and all.
Do you look at him any different now that like Lauren's had her way with him and then dashed him?
No, I love it.
Okay.
I love the fact that he was at that NBA. He did say though that that wasn't because he was crying because of the situation. He had an interview and he said that that was his first public appearance since the breakup, but also he was very heated in the game.
Okay.
And your eyes were red and there was water. Okay, but I like it. I feel like it shows me knowing that he's heartbroken from it. I'm very attracted to that. I love a guy who feels
You're
his emotions.
proper toxic, innit?
We talking about Michael B. Jordan?
No, that's not toxic. I feel like very progressive.
You're attracted to a heartbroken man.
No, first of all, that's broken. That makes me a broken
Yeah,
person.
but you said that is attracted that he's heart. Like you like that he's
I like the
heartbroken.
fact that he was
Emotional.
vulnerable. I like the fact that he was open about, no, that hurt me. Like, that breakup did hurt me. I like that. Not the guys that be doing shoulder to shoulder, whatever heartbreak that happened in year 7. And then 50 years later, they're still breaking girls' hearts over it. I like a guy that's vulnerable. I like a guy that's in tune with his emotions. I respect him more. I think he's more attractive for that.
And
Damson, though,
why is it different for him? Is it different for
My man
Damson?
rented out the whole aquarium last year.
what? Michael.
Valentine's Day.
Romantic, innit?
Did you see
He
the
rented
big-
out a whole aquarium. you know.
Romance.
What do you mean? 365 days later, she's sucking the next nigga. What a waste of time.
Romance.
Did you see?
No waste of time.
Did you see the video of Damson and what's her name? Laurie. That's it, Laurie. Yeah.
No.
On Valentine's Day.
No, I don't like them. He makes me cringe.
Yeah, he's very cringe, but
Yeah.
he was in her arms. I thought that was
Like,
really
What's going on there?
No, he
He gives
was
me like Crazy the Baby vibe. But I thought that's how the first picture was as well. The picture that came out when they announced, when people knew that they were together. Wasn't there a picture as well where he was like all cuddled up and
Yeah, I think
keep that behind the doors?
yeah. I don't know.
This is a problem.
What's the problem?
What's going on?
The
Here?
pandemic.
Yeah, COVID and all that.
I don't know. I hope that they last longer.
She's gonna eat
But
him
again,
alive.
yeah. I don't see him as who Laurie's gonna settle with.
Definitely
because
not.
Let's just say for a good time, not a long time.
Definitely.
And I
not.
love that. So I hope he's all right. I hope he's built stronger than Michael B. Jordan. Because Michael B. Jordan looks stronger than me.
It doesn't look like it, but
Michael
we
B.
hope for the
Listen,
best.
the men who can be vulnerable and in tune with their emotions, they're strong.
Okay.
They're strong, but they need to be. Yeah. Is that it?
Please, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I meant like, have you done? I'm commenting
yeah.
on that. Okay. Cool. Let's get into the People's Journal.
All right, people. Welcome to the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. When was the last time you guys went McDonald's?
Oh, I don't want to embarrass myself. Well, not too long ago, man.
What'd you get?
I got McCrispy. I really like the McCrispy.
Yeah, when
They're
they
not
put
bad,
enough
actually.
sauce in it.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's dry.
Yeah, it's
But
just
yeah.
real dry. But yeah, I love a McCrispy.
Okay. You know McDonald's increased all their prices. Well, not all their prices, but
Yeah.
some of their key things have been increased since yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yes.
Because when I went last week, I said this is expensive.
There you go. It went up again.
That's mad.
But it's mainly on certain things, right? So the mayo chicken, which used to be 99p, is £1.19. The bacon mayo chicken, you guys should stay away from that anyway, is £1.59.
Bacon mayo chicken.
Bacon, yeah.
So it would be the chicken mayo with bacon in it.
Yeah.
That sounds good. That sounds real good.
That's not
I'm gonna try
correct.
that, we'll come back.
No, don't try it. That's
yummy.
gone up to £1.79.
79?
Yeah. The bacon double cheeseburger.
They don't have bacon in there, innit?
No, there's another one. Bacon double cheeseburger. Yeah. That was $2.49.
You can put bacon in any burger. It makes it, changes it. Apparently. My brethren does that. He puts bacon in any burger he gets. I'm like, you're
Really?
sick in your head.
Yeah, that's gone up from $2.49 to $2.69. The triple cheeseburger.
Okay, people are doing too much. How much cheese do you want?
But yeah, that was $2.69. It's gone up to $2.89. And the normal like medium drink, yeah, it's gone up to £1.59, $1.49. Yeah, man. So
This
They don't seem
everything
as cheap as
is
they used to be.
mad.
Why do people that don't eat pork feel like they're better than everybody? Why do people just do this stuff? You see people who don't do stuff, like people, like, you see that because you don't do something, you think like,
But you're,
it's
you're
sacred.
holier than thou.
Like you're holding it down, but nobody gives
Nah,
a,
man, because you do other things that you
nobody
shouldn't
gives
be
a
doing.
shit, huh?
I said, like, they tend to do other things that they shouldn't be doing that we haven't found out yet.
I know.
So relax, be humble, sit down.
To be fair, this is what we talked about yesterday in the Bible, isn't it? It does say
Yeah.
that, innit? That if you are one of those who've got enough faith that can eat the pork,
Oh,
don't
yeah,
necessarily
yeah.
shame those, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you don't feel, if someone doesn't feel guilty by it, you shouldn't make them feel guilty by it.
Yeah.
What's man that do drugs?
Trust me, like, I
Talking
don't
about
eat
pork
bacon though.
and
With some coke, I have that. It's mad.
Well, like I was saying, McDonald's, again, they're increasing their prices, yeah. The next thing is British Gas. I'm pretty sure everyone's felt the increase in energy prices and whatnot. They are looking to reveal some record annual profits, man, of more than £3 billion. Yes. So basically last year they recorded profits of, 2021, it was 948 million, right? But in 2022, a year later, 3.3 billion. Obviously, we know this whole cost of living crisis because of the whole thing with Russia and all that type of stuff. Yeah, everything just went up, which obviously meant their profit margin increased exponentially as well. So yeah, this is obviously why everyone was pretty much saying, look, they need to do some type of windfall tax on these people in it because they're making way too much money while everyone is suffering pretty much. Other thing I want to talk about is basically the UK mobile and broadband firms. Yeah, they're all also going to be increasing their prices.
Now they do it every year anyway.
Exactly, they do. But it's based on the whole CPI, the Consumer Price Index, right? But that basically is a measure of inflation, right? So every year when you do get your increase, it's kind of related to that. So imagine now they're going to add on actual what inflation is, right? So what they're saying is for some companies, where is it? O2, for example, they're going to be revealing the scale of its price increase, which is based on January's RPI plus 3.9%. So given RPI in December was 13.4%, plus that 3.9%, you're looking at the typical customer facing a 17+% increase in their prices.
They're whining.
That's crazy. 17%, right? The company spoke out and pretty much said the real increase would be closer to like 9-10%, right? Because they kind of only apply it to calls and data and all that type of stuff. And not the significant cost of payments for handsets and stuff. So they're not going to be applying it to actual, to your upgrades and things of that nature in it, just more so to the calls and everything. But still, 10% increase is ridiculous.
Crazy. Yeah, I saw someone talking about their bills that gone up by like £10. Like, it's mad. Not even a few pennies.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. And the similar thing with BT and Vodafone, they're going to add 3.9% onto December's consumer price index as well. Virgin's going to be pushing through an average increase of about 13.8%. Yeah, it's crazy. The other thing I want to talk about, though, which is kind of like a good thing, still related to the whole mobile thing, is that, you know, the company 3, they've kind of carved out a special tariff for people who are kind of struggling with cost of living and basically on benefits. And that tariff is going to be unlimited calls, unlimited text, data for £12 a month.
Yeah, but what's your signal saying though?
No, three's not that bad though, are they? 3? Yeah.
I even thought you were talking about BT. 3 is the worst.
Yeah,
I don't care. They can come for me every time.
No, I'm on 3 and they're actually just they're in the bin.
Serious?
Like,
I was on 3 for 12 hours of my contract. I said, get me out. I said, no. Cancel this. I did not have signal. I had 3G.
Signal is really bad.
They're talking to me about you can get 5G. I said, I haven't even got 4. I've got 3G.
This is not when you're like outside London. This is in...
No. And
this was in 2021.
Yeah.
2020, what year are we in? 2023?
If you have 3 and you're in Stratford Station, just
Forget
turn your phone off. Because
if I had an emergency, I'm dying because of 3's network. 3 is the worst.
Wow. Yeah, man. Well, it got revealed on
Monday.
Monday.
That's why it's so cheap.
Well, I mean, this is carved out just for those and benefits. So again, if you're on 3 already or something else, or you're looking for a change, I don't know. Like you said, maybe I think there's like a 7-day, 2-week period, right? We can return.
Yeah, but don't bother sign up.
£12 a month. Again, like it's for people on different benefits and stuff. So you need to be on basically income-based employment support, job seekers, income support, pension credit, universal credit, that type of thing, and then you'll be eligible to get the £12 a month deal. But yeah, man, if it works for you and you do get the you got good reception and whatnot, it's a brilliant deal, man. Unlimited calls, texts, and data. Can't ask for more at £12. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the People's Journal.
Thank you very much, sir. Let's get into woke or joke.
All right, so today's woke or joke here. Obviously, I want everyone to chime in, but it's mainly I definitely want to hear what the women have got to say about this, right? And this is about a female Kenyan senator. Yeah, she was asked to leave Parliament because she had like an accident, right?
It's an accident. She hurt herself.
No. She had a blood stain on her trousers.
Piercing.
Yeah.
She had to leave.
She was asked to leave, yeah, because she was wearing a white suit, so it was very evident, right?
Okay.
Cool. I can see from your face that you're saying doesn't matter. Right, cool. Well, you'll be on her side. So the question is, yeah, how woke should we be when it comes to certain agendas and stuff? Do you feel like she was kind of fighting a battle where it's like there's no real need to fight this particular battle? Because at the end of the day, if you had a choice to go and change and whatnot, you would do that anyway. Why do you need to?
What was her reason for not changing, and what was their reason for wanting to get out?
Okay, because the men, and I guess her biggest gripe was the fact that she said loads of women in there had the same opinion as the men, which is that look, this has occurred. Go home or go wherever you need to go, change, and then come back. You know what I'm saying? But she's like, no, we need to stop this period shaming thing.
Yeah.
And this is my stance. I'm going to stand in this and say, you know what? No, get used to it because this is natural.
It's natural. It happens. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just because it's natural doesn't mean it should be displayed for everybody like that, though.
So
Yeah, absolutely. But I think again, is the period shaming. I get what she's
No,
coming from.
I don't
wouldn't
think that was a period shaming moment. I think
No, it is
you
though. 'Cause I
just-
think this is what I think it is. Yeah, for anyone who gets a stain, right, you would want to go and change anyway. Mm-hmm. If I'm like, you know what, I've got a stain, but you know, I've got stuff I need to do. Let me just sort out my stuff. Because you are uncomfortable, you are now telling me to go home because you are uncomfortable. How do you think I feel? I'm the one with the stain. Sorry, but you're taking paracetamol for my headache. It's got nothing to do with you.
I don't know if I.
If someone is not embarrassed by something that affects them, I don't see why. Because the talks about periods in smaller situations makes people feel uncomfortable, and that makes young girls and women feel self-conscious about that. And I'm saying this from experience. This is like recently is when I've started working against that shame attached to everything that's since puberty and whatever, right? So if someone then is comfortable and like, you know what, yes, I'm staying, but you know what, I'm not even gonna think about it. It is what it is. It's like me bleeding on my arm, my plaster, I'm not gonna think too much about it. I'm just gonna do what I need to do and then I'm gonna sort it out. Yeah. I'm sure sis is white. She's even wearing white, so she definitely knows she wants to get this stain out. But because it makes you uncomfortable, you're making her feel even worse. It is period shaming. I'm saying that if I'm stained and I want to walk around in my stain.
Stop the foolishness, Esther.
You stop the foolishness, Marks.
It's period shaming. If someone tells you that.
No, you can tell me that, you've got a stain, but telling me that I have to go home, making me go home.
What? Where are you? In a place of work?
Change.
What? Are you in public?
And?
Who do you work for? What? Is they your players? What? You work for me?
Don't matter who I work for.
You representing me?
I'm not your bitch.
You're not even allowed to dress back. There's school uniform policy. Like you represent the school. You're not even allowed to wear the blazer wrong and your tie wrong on the bus. You're talking about you walking around with your big blood and your pom pom in hair in the workplace. I can't send you home. You're talking about period shame. What are you talking about? Go home, you idiot.
That's what I'm talking about.
No,
hygiene.
That's what I'm talking about.
As well, though. Hygiene as well. Like
how many people stink up in the offices? How many people tell them?
Why are you walking around like this for? It's not no shame. Shut up, man.
Okay,
but this one.
Wait,
even if you're using,
this is what's going on.
This is what it was, yeah.
Is this woman an idiot or something?
Esther.
Esther.
I don't know why you're calling my name. You called me 3 times.
Esther.
4.
This is what you're doing. So who does she work for? Who is she representing in this
works in the
field?
government.
She's actually a senator.
She's a senator.
She's self-employed. No, because if you represent me, you think take your big pom pom home.
You're a dickhead.
Wow.
Do you know what? Like 10. I give her a 10 for bravery.
Absolutely. I rate it.
But
I rate it.
there's a time and a place, and I
rate it. When's the time and place? The only time for this that according to society will be a feminist protest. And sister like she's got time for that because she's a senator. Like so this is the time.
Let me add a bit more.
It's not.
Let me add a bit more to the situation, right?
About colour?
Oh, please.
Because they're people of colour.
A bit more colour. Yeah.
Oh. You're a dickhead.
Basically, she's been an advocate. She's been advocating against period shame from prior to this.
Yeah.
So do you feel like she kind of? I'm not gonna say she didn't stay.
That she let it happen.
Yeah.
She might have let it happen. Maybe I don't even know. Sis, I'll be honest with you.
Whatever
brand she's got on, the way it's leaking, she ain't got nothing on.
Come on.
Whatever brand that is, she needs to never purchase that brand. But I have a feeling because now I know that she has this is her movement. I think she knew what was good. I don't think she's got anything on. So she wanted this to happen. This was intentional for her. As far as that's what it appears to me for. But I am for the movement that against period shaming. I absolutely am.
I'm for the movement against period shaming, but that isn't what should
you gotta
be.
get the attention. Look, we're talking about it.
How
else are we gonna help this movement if we don't take drastic movements like that?
Nah.
Well, the two sides of the argument, like I said, she said, since I'm always advocating against period shame, I thought I should go ahead and walk the talk. And then you got another woman from amongst them, right, who's a senator as well, and she said, look, you don't understand if she's on the normal women cycle or she's faking it, and it's so indecent. She added, there was a better way to raise this issue.
Agreed.
And this was not setting a good example to
What's
young
an idea?
women and girls.
Did that woman give an example of how she could have raised this issue? People always love to say there's a better way to do things, but never give you an idea of how the way it is to do the thing.
Fair enough, but it's not. What we all know is that it's not that. That's just it.
That is fair. No, I am for the movement against period shaming. I do think that obviously now that I have a background and I know that I feel like it was intentional. I thought it was just a woman at work who's trying to meet a deadline, for example, and then you're forcing me to go home and I've got a deadline to meet. That one, I'm staying strong and I'm doing what I need to do.
Just quickly, so I'm up to speed because I don't understand. What is period shaming?
Exactly what you think it is.
I don't know. Periods. How do you do that?
by making them feel uncomfortable, making them feel like it's
Like,
No,
are you
when
on your
it's-
period?
disgusting.
Oh,
No,
you're
when-
emotional.
yeah, like-
when does that happen? I'm saying what is this a thing? When does it happen? Tell me how period shaming looks.
Is it like
Do you know
when
what?
and there's an accident or something?
Do you know what? I feel period shaming is actually an internal thing. Like, for example, if you're on your period at work,
Yeah.
why are you putting your tampon up your sleeve? Why can't you just hold it and go to the toilet?
Again, because that
It's
speaks
not.
to the.
I think it's an internal
Nah,
thing.
I don't think
though.
so. Because listen, the reason why you will hide your tampon and stuff like that is because of how everyone else gonna look at you when you're just walking around casually with a tampon in your hand.
Or they may not even look at you.
They do. Because it makes people feel uncomfortable.
Unless you're waving it. Like,
no. The talk of periods.
It's
Some people are so extreme that you can't even say, like, they don't even want to know you have a period.
I
They feel-
agree,
Or they
yeah.
feel uncomfortable with it. That is what brings on that shame. I don't think shame comes.
No one's
shame doesn't
out
come out
here
of nowhere.
shaming women for
wait
their
a minute.
period.
No, you wouldn't know. You're in women's business. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know about shame. Like shame doesn't come from nothing. Shame comes from other people's perception about something. So I don't believe that hiding your tampon or whatever is because. I feel like it's
No, but
Period
also-
shaming is
everyone
not.
else- it
Sorry, man. This is not happening in
Do
the
you have
world.
periods?
But it also
This is not
comes-
going
Do
on.
you have periods?
Men, women, you are not
Do
being
you
shamed
ha-
for having your
do you
periods.
have periods?
No.
Men have
Exactly.
periods.
So you wouldn't know.
Huh?
Brent, no,
All right, go
fetch
on,
front.
Brent. Go on, Brent.
No, don't
Gen
go on.
Z.
No, Brent, you know you got on the line.
Next gen. Next
Do not.
gen.
Do not.
That's the next gen.
Do not. No. The thing is like women do feel something. There is shame attached to periods and stuff.
No, there is shame.
Even
I
in presence
agree
of
with
other
that.
women sometimes.
But sometimes it's the shame comes from what you've been taught from when you're young. My mum's always told me to be discreet, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
But
why?
But the thing is, now it's been embedded in me that I should always be discreet and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I'm hiding my tampon. Not that people are gonna, when I get up and if I have it in my hands, people are gonna just start looking at me. I think that's gonna happen,
Yeah.
but it may not actually happen.
Okay, but why is it that they've then said, I've had a situation like where something falls out, like something to do your sanitary towel, whatever falls out, and people men and wherever they're acting uncomfortable. I can see they're visibly uncomfortable. But where would that conversation about be discreet come from if it has not come from prior shame? Where would that conversation come from? If it was
Again,
not a thing that
we
made
don't
women
get
feel comfortable-
we don't get
uncomfortable, where would it come
involved
from?
in women's business, yeah. So
You
you're
sure?
internalize it. So you're internalizing yourself. So you hiding it when you're going to the shop or picking it up from the shop or whatever, not wanting to get extra large or whatever it may be.
Are you okay in the head?
these
Man
are-
Are
said
you
it
okay?
extra large.
Mute his mic.
What is wrong with
You
you?
need to tap out while you can.
Like mugs. You're actually annoying, I swear.
You are a nuisance. You are a nuisance. I can't believe you. And you're probably dying at extra large. Ridiculous.
I'm just saying, these are problems that women are internalizing themselves. Like, men ain't out here thinking about women's periods, bro. Like, we're just not. We understand women have them. We do not care. It's not a thing. When
You're
it's not.
speaking from yourself. That is you. Not every man feels that way. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Not every man understands that women have, like, some guys are genuinely icked out and they let you know that this is icky to me.
Another part of period shaming is when somebody implies that someone's being irrational because they're on their period.
They're on their
or acts
period, yeah.
Grossed
Oh,
out
okay.
about
Yeah.
it.
Okay, that's different.
So
Oh, is it?
No, because
Why
that
is it
happens.
different?
Because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
act
yeah,
like
that
idiots
one
on
we
your
know.
period, and men talk about it all the time. So if that's classed as shaming, then yeah, that's a
How
thing.
can you agree to shaming and then in the sentence that I agree to shaming, you then shame?
No, I'm saying I didn't.
Like an idiot.
No, I didn't know that was. I didn't know that was the definition.
Yeah,
If that's
that's
oh yeah, no,
part-
that happens. That
that's part of
happens.
it.
Yeah,
That's
case
part
in
of
point.
it.
No, but that's true though.
That's
your
part of it.
mood changes. Sometimes you're more touchy in that. What are you talking about? This is real life.
First of all, don't tell me. Don't say how about women's business. Are you okay? Yeah, I know it is. What's that what you're talking about?
I've done too much anyway. I'm not saying no more.
Yeah, you're doing way too much. Maybe like a baby mum. What the hell? But no, yeah, period shaming is a real thing. But I think sis just wanted to make a point, man, and she made it. She definitely made a point, but.
But you know the whole thing about saying, like you kind of been raised with the whole period shaming thing in mind here. Is it really a shaming thing, or is it more so like your mothers and stuff? I kind of let me just use my words correctly.
You think that it's a
it's
lesson
kinda
of decency?
It's a
Yeah,
decency,
just-
decorum thing.
Yeah.
It's not a
It's not a
shaming
shame
thing. No,
but like
no,
you're a
it's definitely
woman
shaming, boy.
behave in a particular way, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's all in the
The
same.
shaming does not start and stop with periods. It's definitely shaming. And when I say these things, I'm literally speaking. I'm tapping into my experiences and the shame that I've associated when it comes to everything that comes with puberty. because the conversations that are not had. That's why I said when I have kids, like I'm going to be raised. I'm going to be like I'm going to let my daughter know like these things are okay. You don't have to hide things. You don't have to. Like this whole hiding things and be discreet and blah blah. It's a normal part of the body. Why should you have to be discreet about it? What is indecent about having a period? There's nothing indecent about having a period. So even the thing about it's a form of decency. What is indecent about it? What is indecent?
I know it's not the same
Your
thing.
ass isn't out.
I know it's not the same thing, yeah, but it's just like a guy walking around like with a bone or something, yeah.
Definitely not the same thing.
It's
I don't know why
It's a
you went there.
natural thing.
It's a natural thing.
Yeah, but it's not. It's definitely not the same thing.
I'm just saying that basically, like, it's not exactly the same, but
Yeah.
a woman or women or girls will laugh at him if he's just walking around like that, right? And also he will feel, let me just chill here and wait, you know what I'm saying, till whatever, and then I get up. So that same thing about decency, isn't it the same principle applied here?
I don't see that.
All right.
So if a guy's sitting at a table in public, mixed group, women, they give him killed everything, and he's got a big raging, stonking boner, and he's sitting at the table. It's just happened naturally, and then the decency in it is he's gonna wait until it goes down before I stand up and make a big scene. So you're saying he should just be able to just stand up and just rock the cock,
Because they're not necessarily
just dead there for no reason.
Because it does happen at random times.
But I think I don't know about boners because I don't stay in men's business, so I don't know about boners. I don't know if it's random, whatever.
It is
But
random.
again, do you know what? If a guy's like, do you know what? This is random. This is natural, and I have a place to be. I have a meeting to be, and I'm gonna just make my way out of this pub, out of this room. Go for it, King. Like I don't believe in attaching putting shame on people that don't feel shame about something.
Would you laugh?
Certain things I will put shame on you
Would you
about.
laugh?
Yeah, but
Would
when
you-
if you
I don't
saw,
laugh at boners.
if you
I
saw
just know
that.
I just know what the situation is now. I know we want to move to you.
No, but if you are in like a work setting, maybe a workshop or something, and the presenter now comes up and you can see he's got a boner, how would you feel, and what would you say?
that would be uncomfortable. But a boner for me, I'll be honest, I'm not seeing the what's the
correlation
between a period.
Because it's a natural thing, and
a boner.
it doesn't necessarily happen when they're horny. It actually just happens at random times.
But that's
as well.
fair enough. But again, I would liken a boner to if like
Nipples showing.
Yeah, your nipples are being erected, and you had a meeting, and you can see through your blouse. That's what I would liken it to. I wouldn't like it. Then I can see people saying, you know what, it's not decent because there's a sexual connotation to it. That's where for me indecency that's been applied to, and that's the same thing that's been applied to boners.
Yeah.
Boners are seen as a sexual thing. Erected nipples are seen as a sexual thing.
Yeah.
That for me, that makes sense. That correlation makes sense. You bleeding and hiding your tampon.
You're
that
pro
I don't
wood.
see
That's so cold.
I don't see. I don't see the correlation with decency and indecency in that regard. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Sorry, but if my
You want to make it for 9 minutes?
if I'm leaking at any point, to me,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be anywhere that people can see me like that.
Absolutely.
I'm
I'm the exact same, but my thing is I'm the exact same. I take proper precaution to make sure I'm not in that situation, whatever. And if I leak, I'm leaving wherever it is I'm at to make like I have spare underwear in my car. That's how prepared I am. But if it was a case where it's like you were leaking and like, oh Maxie, you're leaking, you're like, oh, I'll sort out later. It is not for me to say to you, no, that's like go and sort out now. I cannot project that on you. That is me. That is because that's what I would do in that situation. It's not fair for me to then put that on you. I don't know how you are with your body. Some people are a lot freer, more confident with like, oh, it's natural. It is what it is. It's just, they don't care. Do you get me? So it's not for me to then place that level of caring on you when you who is affected, wherever it is here, whatever embarrassment you're gonna have, is gonna be worse than anything that I can as a second party experience. So it's not for me to then take that on and be like, well, no, Maxie, leave and sort it out. What if I do that? What is that speaking to? It's speaking to my uncomfortableness. It's not taking into account how it is that you're feeling about anything. That's the point I'm trying to make. I personally would not roll around like that. That's not how I roll.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't in every area of life. I don't believe in putting on people something that doesn't affect them. It's not nice. It's not fair.
Yeah.
So-
Sorry.
no,
No,
go.
I was going to say, no, I fully get that. But there are people at my workplace that have been sent home because they stink.
That's really good.
So is there any difference in that?
Yeah, that's hygiene and stuff, whatever.
Yeah, but I feel like period stuff is still hygiene in a way.
No, because people don't get shamed enough for bad hygiene, boy.
No, but I
The
think
government did a
I
whole
think it still
roll like
fits
wash your
that-
hands for 20
I
seconds. People
still
are
think
dirty in this country.
I still think it fits that category because you're going to be sitting down, standing up.
Yeah.
That's not your chair. Someone else is going to sit there.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you can send someone home for BO, then why can't you just send to me? I fully get it, but I get your point as well.
Yeah, I just think it's what's attached to periods in itself. That's what makes things different for me. BO and stuff like that, yeah, I get it. Absolutely. But I think it's what's attached to periods. And it's the way periods are spoken about. It's the way people react to people having periods. It's that. That's what makes me see it differently in every example that is brought up, basically.
Okay. So basically, woke jokes. You're basically into woke.
I think it's woke.
Okay, cool.
But she definitely did it on purpose, by the way, because she was definitely wearing black and white too. This was intentional about that, bro.
Do you think she could have even faked it just for the point?
Probably, because I don't know how you leak that back. Like, your flow is heavy, sis.
I don't know
tap.
anything about that. But,
Yeah.
Down your legs and everything. It's a lot.
But yeah. All right.
Thank you very much. That's a good one. That's a good one. Let's get into our next headlines.
Yeah, you remember we spoke about that?
Yeah, man.
Yes. Anyway, we'll start on a lighter thing. Well, this one's not even light, to be fair.
The last one was never like.
At all. So, this first headline, trigger warning here, and this is about the missing mother, Nicola Bulley. The police have come out and basically said she had significant issues with alcohol, which is brought on by her ongoing struggles with menopause. The 45-year-old went missing on 27th of January during the Riverside dog walk in St. Michael's on Wire. Officers said that Miss Bulley had been considered a high-risk missing person from the start of the investigation. And Lancashire police said it was called to a concern for welfare report at her home last month. So just recently, not recently, but just before this horrible incident. And health professionals also attended on the 10th of January, the Force said. Adding no arrests were made, but it was being investigated. A police spokesman said it was clear after speaking to Miss Bulley's family, she had in the past suffered with some significant issues with alcohol, which are brought on by her ongoing struggles with menopause. These struggles, the spokesperson said, had resurfaced over recent months, and this caused some real challenges for her partner, Paul, and the family. The Force said it had taken up the unusual step to go into this level of detail, as it was important to clarify what we meant when we were talking about vulnerabilities, to avoid any further speculation or misinterpretation. We've explained to Nicola's family why we have released this further information, and we would ask that their privacy is respected at this difficult time. And the next headline is something, again, like Esther reacted to, that we spoke about here on TDA last year, I believe. And this trigger warning here, this is about a man who killed his, who killed the woman that he was having an affair with, and their child as well, man. So a man who murdered his lover and their 3-year-old son in the Highlands in 1976 has died less than 5 months after being convicted.
That's really annoying, you know. I hate when people die like that. Stay alive to suffer.
Yeah, man. So William McDowell, who's 81, was 81, disposed of Renee and Andrew McRae's bodies, which have never been found. McDowell of Penrith in Cumbria was given a life sentence with a minimum of 30 years after the jury found him guilty in September last year. McDowell, who denied all the charges against him, was convicted following a trial at the High Court in Inverness. Sentencing the killer, Judge Lord Armstrong told him, "These murders appear to have been premeditated and planned in the most calculating way. These appear to be, in effect, executions. You murdered your victims and disposed of their bodies, and you took various steps to avoid detection." Mrs. McRae, who was 36, and Andrew disappeared on the 12th of November in 1976. Her car was found that night on fire in a lay-by on the A9 in Dalmagary in south of Inverness. The trial heard that the discovery exposed the married McDowell's affair with Mrs. McRae, and that she had believed they would be meeting up for a weekend away before a planned move to the Shetlands.
So when people like kill people and they're like gonna hide the body and they plan all that after stuff to hide it, do you feel like their heart is being fast, or do you think they do it calmly? Do you mean
I think
is there like an
fast,
adrenaline rush? They're like, oh my gosh,
What a
like,
question.
or do they just chill out and just do it and it's like, oh,
I think for most of these people, it's their first time in it. So I think they're worried.
I was going to say,
they're really, you know what I mean?
it's crazy, man.
Yeah, sad. Last headline is about our beloved Nigeria.
Hour. Oh,
And Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the country's central bank to release the old 200 naira banknotes back into circulation and run concurrently with the old ones till the 10th of April. So again, we spoke about this before, about how they wanted to stop it, but now he's brought it back. So the old 200 Naira banknotes will then cease to be valid after the 10th of April. Meanwhile, the old 500 and 1,000 Naira banknotes are no longer valid and must be taken to the central bank through designated channels. Nigerians have faced long queues at cash machines, with some sleeping outside banks to try and be the first in line to get some money. There have been angry protests in towns and cities as people struggle to get hold of the new banknotes. Nigeria last year started circulating newly designed 200, 500 and 1,000 Naira notes. The deadline to hand in old notes had been extended once to the 10th of February, which we spoke about, after which the old notes would become invalid. The deadline was, however, suspended by the Supreme Court last week. This is kind of, obviously something that is quite apt for right now, because earlier that same day, at this headline, 2 commercial banks had been reportedly set on fire during riots in Warri in southern Nigeria over the scarcity of cash following the central bank's controversial decision to scrap the old banknotes. Some banks were also said to have been broken into and looted as well. In Benin City as well, angry protesters surged towards the local offices in central bank, but were pushed back by security officers who fired tear gas. In Ibadan as well, protesters blocked roads as they complained about the non-availability of new banknotes. So this whole thing is just rampant throughout the country. But again, like we said, Buhari's extended it. And hopefully something happens anyway, something positive. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the headlines.
Thank you very much. Marcus, you've been dying for this, boy. Let's get into reaction. You read that?
Who, me?
Yeah, podcast.
No,
Tense.
I got filming to do, so that's why I needed to trying to speed it up. But
You got 1 minute. You can do it. The clock actually just went 30. It's trending under my phone.
So, shit. I still got a little bit of a cough there. So,
Get on my nerves.
let's get into this reaction. Brent ain't wanted to speak to me, or when I called up a few days ago, didn't want to have no conversations. He was brimming with confidence. I don't think we need to read
I don't
this.
understand. I said I'm.
Oh, you still there, yeah?
Yeah, man.
How do you feel about the result on the weekend, man? Let's get into it. Look, punk ass Arsenal lose to Man City. I don't know why you want to call them punk asses. I didn't write this. Do you feel like the better team won?
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, but breaking that down. Talk to me about that.
You talking about yesterday?
Yeah.
Yes. Man City was better.
Oh, do you think they were?
Yes.
I don't think they were that good.
You thought that we were better? That's a question you asked me.
I mean, there's arguments to be made
Our
that
defense was terrible in that second half.
Huh?
Our defense was terrible in that second half.
First half?
First half? Ooh.
City were off the ball. And used up probably looked a bit nervous. Granted that, not nervous, I'm lying actually. Used up probably played for the most part how you play for the most of the season. Obviously, Party weren't there.
This is important.
That was a big loss.
Yeah.
That's important, but it wasn't important when it was Casemiro and we was playing you. It wasn't a big deal, was it?
I
wasn't
speak about Arsenal. I don't know why you're
wasn't
Casemiro.
I'm just saying. I'm just checking.
Okay.
But Party was a big loss. But for the most part, you don't play like how you don't play.
100%.
City weren't really good. You get me?
I think that was more.
They had Pep's never had that
more
least.
us than them, to be honest.
Pep's never had that least amount of possession like that. 34%. That's never happened. That's never happened. You get me? What did they have? One shot on target. That might have been that, like apart from the penalty.
First half we played well.
Huh?
First half we played well.
So, but you think City were the better team overall?
I was even surprised with Jorginho.
I was surprised with Jorginho. Jorginho done all right. All the shortfalls that I was worried about, physically and that, like with the legs and that, he done well. He's one of these better players, actually. So that's a good look.
This showed that we really, really miss Jesus.
Everything on this Jesus, man. I don't know what you
No,
think.
I mean, I remember when it is that Jesus got injured and you said that's us finished, right? The fact that we're still here and he's to come back, bloody hell. Good.
Is that how you're trying to spin this?
I am. Stay with me.
Oh, no, I'm with you. I like what you're doing. This is good. Who's the game in hand? When's it
Aston
for?
Villa.
No, it's not because that's on the weekend.
We play Aston Villa. So
Yeah, but no, but that's not the game in hand because City play on the weekend.
100%.
Yeah, do you know who the game in hand is? Have we worked it out yet? Huh?
No, beat Everton twice. No, Everton, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know.
I think it's Everton.
We'll have to check. We'll have to see. But how do you think? What do you think happens from here out to the rest of the season?
I think it's gonna be good. I'm excited.
Do you think you drop out of the top
Because
four?
it's no squeaky bum time. Now everybody's basically written us off now, right?
That football term.
Yeah.
Squeaky bum.
Squeaky bum. Yeah. Can we
Someone's
focus now?
name?
Can we focus now?
Let's concentrate.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. We're not homophobic over here, to be honest. Not in football.
No football.
Not on TDA, we're not. We're for the people.
That's right.
Definitely.
Even rock cocky and all that.
Wow.
What?
That's what
You said that.
So if
you coined that term. You started it.
Don't pretend like that's the first time you heard
Exactly.
it. Keep it to your
You said it. Keep it to your mouth.
Why?
That's not a why. I said, what if you want to rock the cock?
Yeah, exactly. So
Why is that a why?
So you want to rock the cock?
we rock cocks over
Huh?
here.
No, I'm saying if you wanted to wear it in public. Rocking's wearing it, innit?
You want to rock a cock in public?
No. I
You
said,
know, you ain't got to do all
I'm
that.
trying to understand. what
no, you're trying to change my words. That's not what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what you're doing. It's all right, man.
So I think the rest of the season is going to be very interesting. Because there's more to play for now. Because it's not everybody saying Arsenal's going to win it. It's now.
Do you think that was a winner takes all? A lot of sentiment
No.
yesterday was whoever wins this wins the league.
No.
Because City got it in them to put a run together, right?
100%.
Do you see yourself dropping more points before the season's gone?
Probably.
More than City? Because you're joint, even though you got the game in hand, you're joint on points.
It's on Arsenal now to basically step up to the plate.
Boy.
Which is good. Because it will make the win at the end of the season even sweeter.
Is Zinchenko as good as you lot
Yes.
made out?
Yes.
I think he's just getting gassed off this guy. He doesn't do nothing. There was a bit
Okay.
vulnerable on the left.
Okay.
I think Pep put together a plan and he's just show you he's a bit vulnerable on the left
Okay,
hand side.
this is Man City, by the way. You're talking about Man City.
That's true. What did he make of Tomoyashi? Is it Tomoyashi?
Yeah, but he hasn't played for a little while. But yeah, he played. All right.
Great assist.
Mm.
Nah, I'll be honest with you. I wanted a draw. That's what I wanted, a draw. I'm not happy. Like, I'm not happy either way. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it was nice to see you hold corner and that. But for me personally, a draw would have been the better result. You had one job and you couldn't even do that. Well,
All right, that's it.
well.
Obviously, Margs has to go somewhere, so it's reserved commentary right now. I hear that.
Yeah, no, I can't get into a full blown argument.
Yeah.
I can't get into a full blown argument. But I just think you can kiss the league goodbye.
All right.
That's what I think. I think kiss it goodbye. Forget it. All this confidence that you had, just forget it. Just let it go. I think what's done is done now. You know what I'm trying to say? We ain't got to play City or Arsenal again for the rest of the season. So we just got to carry on just plugging away. You know what I'm trying to say? That we're still not involved in the conversation, but we're just going to keep doing us and just being ready to pounce in case anything does change. So when that does change, I'll let you know. When it's time for you to be worried, Brent, I'll let you know.
All right.
As it stands, don't be scared.
All right.
Yeah?
I'm scared.
Don't be scared. You're all right. But that could change very fast. And you know what? Let me be honest with you, yeah? Away at Villa Park, afternoon kickoff. It's not easy, man.
At all.
It's not. Emirates there, it's got them playing decent. It's a good coach. They've got some decent players over there.
Agree.
It's not easy. There's a lot of pressure because if you do that, there's going to be the 5th game on the spin. No win. Pressure's building. It's getting worse.
What's that?
Worse. How you feeling? No, you're all right. You're confident.
I'm good.
All right.
All right.
We'll see. We'll see. Oh, they bring on Super League, bro. Any Chelsea fans in the chat? Champions League was playing yesterday and nobody gave a shit. Not a one ras. Nobody watched it because the big boys were playing. And that was the perfect advert for Super League. We need Super League, man. These games are whack. But Chelsea lost. They lost 1-0. Karim Adeyemi's brilliant breakaway goal. He got it done. Graham Potter is down bad. I'm hearing that they're saying that they're still going to support him and his job's not on the line yet. You get me? But I don't know, man. That's just talk, man. I don't know how long he can go on like this. It more than likely gets dumped out of the Champions League. He could it's only 1-0 and they're at home in the second leg, I think. So it can get changed around, but he's skating on thin ice, this guy, man. He's skating on thin ice. I don't know. And they spent all that money and they ain't got no one that's going to put the ball in the back of the net. Stupid. They spent £600 million and they ain't got a striker. Stupidness, man. Stupidness. But yeah. And our final sports headline will be boxing news and Eubank Jr. activates rematch clause.
Yeah.
I can't remember what happened. I missed that fight. And I even watched it, but I even watched it back, but he got pasted in, innit?
Yeah, knocked out in the 4th round.
Why is he doing this?
Well, at first he tried to say he was hit with some illegal elbows. But yeah, now he wants to activate the rematch, man.
His eye was swole though, the lump on it.
Yeah, but and to be fair to him though, like he did say in the press conference leading up to the fight, like Liam needs to be careful with his elbows. So it's crazy to then see that obviously, you know, the elbows came into play. But the elbows didn't knock him out though. It was the fists. You know what I'm saying? Like he just lost the fight. That's it.
Was it done in such a fashion that you wouldn't be interested in seeing this fight again?
Yeah, there's no need to see a second one at all. If it went to like 12 rounds, you know what I'm saying, unanimous decision, or like one of those crazy ones where it's like, oh, come on, man. Like, how did you see it this way? Yeah, cool. But 4th round beating, he was done. He was done. And the thing is, Eubank's never been knocked out before. It's the first time. And I think it's all the going up and down in weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And he just seems like he's just making excuses, man.
Yeah, he's cooked, but I said he activate the clause. So it's in his contract, so this is happening then, yeah?
Yeah. So I think, is it Wasserman? Basically, his promoter is basically saying, well, they wanted to do it at Anfield because of Liam Smith.
Okay, yeah.
But because of the whole season and everything, that means obviously they'll have to do it after May because obviously the season's still running.
Yeah.
So, so they're not too sure about dates yet. But, yeah.
All right.
They're considering it.
We'll keep you abreast of that situation. Absolutely nobody cares about Eubank, man. You fucked yourself. Let's get into Done Out Here. You was thinking I need new tattoos?
Nothing. No, I need.
Oh.
I want one.
Have you got tattoos?
No.
I don't think you like the experience anyway.
Really? Why not?
Because you're just delicate and like a flower. You don't want to rip your skin up.
I really appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I don't know.
But I was just thinking more if I'm allergic to it.
That too.
Got an extra arm. Gosh.
You have to do like vegan ink or something.
Yeah, honestly. Non-ink ink.
Non-ink ink. That will be it for you. Yeah. All right. So quickly, because I got to fly. Who is Done Out Here to... What? Okay, firstly, man, what are you doing? You still got to be better. There's a sex worker here, yeah? And she's dubbed Miss Piggy.
Gosh.
And they call her Miss Piggy because she got into a fight with another sex worker and the sex worker bit off her nose. So she ain't got no nose. If you see the picture, I don't know if Brenda wants to show it to you, but she's got no nose. I'm surprised.
Is that like an illness?
No, she bit her nose off.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm surprised she can still sell sex.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that just shows you how
people are
desperate.
dying for it.
Listen.
Man is dog, innit?
Man, them are.
It's pussy. If it's warm, they're going in.
In trenches out there, boy.
And that's why I always say I don't want to hear no excuses because it's your God-given right to sell your pom pom. Like no, like man go through it.
You go with it.
I'm just saying, man go through it, innit? Like we can end up homeless on the street, like down bad, innit? We're men, innit? Like that can happen. Should never happen to no girl. You got a commodity that will that's valuable to the end of time.
So women should never be broke.
You can sell at a drop of a hat.
So because that's my only.
No, it's not only. But you got that fail-safe. That's I haven't got that.
That's not a. Yeah, but if
it is a fail-safe.
No, if you look at it like
if you
that,
need to
then
eat,
cool.
it's a fail-safe. If like anything you need.
A man just texted me saying men have bussies.
Can you say that? It's a
Bro, you're
family-friendly show, man.
What's that?
Come on, man.
Do you
You can sell something.
do you want this to carry on?
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So this caught my eye because I was just surprised that she was still managed to sell pussy. Like she's actually a sex worker, like right now, actively. But regardless of that, she went crazy and she attacked a man in the street. Well, not in the street. She jumped into an Uber, yeah, with a syringe, dirty drug-filled syringe, and she threatened to stab the Uber man in his neck if you don't give her the bread. You get me? And it said she chased him around the vehicle.
Oh, robbery. Do you know how stupid you look there chasing someone around a car?
No, in the car. It said she chased him. She jumped in the car and chased him around the vehicle. I'm saying, I don't know if you sort of wrote that right because you can't chase someone in a car.
In a car.
Like that doesn't matter.
You're there, I'm there. That's it.
Yeah, she threatened to stab him up in the neck. He saw that it was a dirty syringe, and then he jumped out the car.
Okay.
So then she was in the car, like just
Rummaging.
And I think she found some of his earnings. I don't know how because it was Uber and they don't deal with cash.
Depends what country.
No, this is England.
Oh,
It's true, they don't do it.
This is Manchester. Yeah, they don't deal with cash. But she managed to succumb £30. £30.
that's it.
£30, yeah. Then she jumped out the car and started chasing him again
What,
around the car.
Was he running away as well?
Yeah, she got a syringe and no nose.
What a zombie thing.
It's
Yeah.
scary, you know.
Right, what would you do? What would you do? She got caught.
I think at that point it's fine for him to defend himself.
I think he just ran. I don't know what he
But
did.
if she's got, I don't want. I can't even defend myself. I don't want that accidentally touching me.
No, I think
There's no way to defend yourself unless he's got something he can
knock
slap
her
her
out.
The syringe is
Knock
different.
her out.
Out.
That's worse than a knife.
just
Like you
holding
don't want
it.
no. Someone that looks like they use drugs as well. You don't want them chasing you with no syringe. Like,
Cool, but
what?
are you stronger than me like that though?
No,
No, but you might poke me by accident.
Because I
Like,
can
you
grab
might,
you.
You might just get like nick me when I'm
Yeah.
trying to restrain. What are you talking about? No chance.
What?
What?
If
I
I'm
don't know,
holding
for me, the
something,
first thing I'm doing is holding her like the hand that she's got the syringe in. That's what I'm going for.
No, man, she might
I'm
be
not- I'm not-
ambidextrous, man.
I would go. I would go for that first.
Just look at her shoulder. and She's got you from the back.
Like, I don't know. To me,
No, when someone's holding
she's probably
something,
ain't
yeah.
eaten. You're weak at this point.
This probably was eaten.
It's true. Strength is low.
Yeah,
Energy's low.
that's intense, man.
Yeah, nah. So, but this is what she done. I think she got found guilty. I think she got 4 years in jail for it.
She got free accommodation. She ain't got to worry about
She got
that.
free accommodation. Well, but she still ain't got no nose. I'm just don't know how this
Like her nose went off.
this nose thing. Oh, this broad bit her nose off. Oh, she got 6 years. Must be her brethren, Claire. This one looks rough as well. It's probably
Yeah.
It was probably no, it's Claire. Claire done it. It was probably her needle. It was probably her
Well,
needle,
she
isn't
did,
it?
you know. Yeah, but she looks like she's a nose biter.
She looks like a nose biter. She
You
bit
want to
her,
get a picture?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up.
she bit her nose off, and she got 6 years. She got 6 years in jail for biting off the
You know
nose.
she's been off more than noses in her time.
Right,
She's-
6 years. Is that a lot for biting off a nose?
That's not enough.
That's not
I'm
enough.
noseless.
You know what I'm saying?
6
I ain't
years.
got a nose. Like I've got to smell for the rest of my life, and you get
There's
6
people
years.
that have done worse that have gotten less.
You need to take off her nose and give it to me because I can't believe
6
in
years for
noses.
biting off a nose.
The commitment, like to,
How do you
to,
bite
to,
off
to
a-
get the nose off.
And do you know
Oh,
how thick a nose is?
she's a serious woman, man. Dangerous, man.
Yeah, very dangerous. That one I wouldn't want to fight, honestly.
You wouldn't know she's a nose biter
I
until
would
she
not
gets
want
your
to
nose.
fight. Mm-mm.
Well,
Got your
now,
nose.
they're both in jail, and I'm guessing they're gonna link up on the wing. So I'm gonna let you know who won the fight. I'll let you know who won the fight when they see each other. Yeah, man. But this guy has done it here. But honestly, it was just a picture, and I saw her nose. I was like, wow, what the hell's going on here? You're still selling pussy, man. Them we need to be better, man. But yeah, Miss Piggy, you done it here, man. Stop chasing Uber people, man. let's get into this outro.
People. Nigeria just takes cash, but on your Uber app you can actually change it to card.
Can you what?
Like you can change it to cash as your payment method.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
even here. Because when I'm in Nigeria, I said, I'm sorry, you guys know about to charge me London prices just because I'm trying to go to doing KFC or Chicken Republic or where I was going. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Also, share it. It's going to stay up. Follow us on our social media platforms, The Day After TNB, on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. If you want to send voice notes and text in, the number is 075-6484-1073. Special thank you to our lovely guest host, Maxi. We appreciate
Thanks
you
for
coming
having
down.
me, guys. Again, thank you.
Yeah, hope you come back.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Soon.
Fun.
If you want to inquire about the show or feature on the show, the email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. Black is spelled with an X. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Like the video. Thank you.